Welcome to the CrashOut.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We are back, episode 79 with CrashOut Podcast. Close to 100. It's gonna be a huge milestone. So shout out to us because most podcasts don't even make it past 10 episodes. And I think that's like 90% of podcasts. So
Oh, is that a stat? I didn't know.
yeah, we up there with the 10%ers, man. So shout out. Been doing this for over a year now, so that's pretty good, man. I think we have like half a year right now. So
Wait, is that like a real thing?
yeah,
Podcasts don't last more than 10 episodes?
yes, bro.
That's crazy statistic right there, man. That's crazy.
What happened?
It is, man. Now there's a statistic that like 90% of podcasts that get started don't make it past 10 episodes. So
That's
I was
crazy.
saying,
You know what? I believe it.
I mean,
the
Smarties don't even last that long.
yeah, that's true.
Use the statistic, bro.
most people, they probably got like, hey, 1 or 2 episodes worth of talking points, and they're like, damn, what's there to talk about now?
They empty all the bullets in the chamber.
Hey, we lit, bro.
Yes, sir. But you already know we got some fire topics today. Physical still a hot commodity, so we're gonna be talking about some more of that. Xbox still with the shenanigans with the layoffs.
Bless you.
Bless you, my guy. And we gonna get into some other gaming news, but you already know they call me Nano the Score Blaster, but you call me Nano. And I'm ready to go, man. Mr. Caleb, what's good?
Yo, what up, everybody? It's Caleb Black Flash. You know what I'm saying? Back again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't even know. I would keep it short, but yeah, it's good to be back. Yeah.
I don't even know. It's crazy.
These topics, Yep. The former speedster, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Warmer, he's giving up the title?
Apparently, I can't play divisions no more. Apparently,
Damn.
but not. I think I'll probably. I don't know if I'm gonna play this season, but next season I'll probably. Maybe I'm in the mood. We'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll talk about because I think there's with the divisions moving to the official Discord. I got to get unbanned first, so I think I still need to DM Wolf. I know the last time we talked about on the episode, he said something about he wasn't going to try to press it too much right now, but we'll see. Sammy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, you know me by Sammy. You also know me by So Suave, but it's not Makaze.
Malik So
And
Suave.
we back with another week, another episode, and lots to talk about. Obviously, we missed last week. We apologize, but things happen, and we back. So, make sure you got your popcorn, your drinks, and you're ready to go because this is gonna be spicy. Angel, let them know what's up, man.
Sammy off that perk.
You're right. We over here. Mad excited right now. Dude, mad excited right now. But yo, welcome everybody. Let's do it for the one time. The Poppy Speed Storm. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of drama, man. This physical shit is still going on. And you know what Sony's response was? Some bullshit, but we'll talk about that after during the podcast. Yeah, we got a lot of things in entertainment, gaming news, console versus PC, Xbox versus Sony. It's a lot of stuff happening, guys. Damn. So without further ado, let's get it started.
Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on me cause we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, you getting never in the drama. We talking about your mama. We smoking on the ganja. We drifting in the Honda. We turning up with Sammy. One wingers with the family. Blackfash jamming like a lammy. Nano always understanding. Yeah. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, to getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Podcast for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out. Welcome to the crash out. Put your seatbelt on because we about to lash out. If you hating on the crew, to getting thrashed out. Man, we going so fast, we about to pass out. Podcast for the gamers, man, it's time to ride out.
All right.
All right, so in the Speedstorm world, if you guys, for all my Speedstorm viewers, it looks like old girl is finally in the game, I believe, Meredith. But I believe if you do some Tales events, you'll be able to unlock her. But from what I'm hearing, Divisions is officially in the official Discord, and I believe they're getting ready to start a new Division season. And I think there's about, 3 veteran teams. But Angel, I guess you could speak more on that. So, what's it looking like? What Divisions about to hit the official Discord with this new season?
Oh yeah,
I know you
Angel,
got
I
a new
did
team.
forget you. I did forget you up back then. You joined another team. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, we
Hold
got
on, we still talking about this game?
Hey, my man, he joined the squad, man. Got
yo.
Angel said we can't let the Speedstorm
He didn't just join the
Angel,
squad. The captain. He didn't just join. He's the captain of a new squad.
Angel said, "This is the season. He's beating Wolf."
Mm. So yeah, we have a lot of new teams. You know, I got the Speedstorm Discord up right now. So we have the latest team that just signed up. Kartasha Free. So KTA is back. You also have a new team called the Squad of Misfit Racers. That's a new team with a bunch of new players that are from the Speedstorm Discord, since this is now officially, being promoted by Gameloft. And then, the one and only, the team called Last Redemption, which is a team that consists of me as the captain, Ferrari, Seymour, Valix, Dino, and Toxic, baby. You might call us the new Avengers, you might call us the new Dons, but it definitely is probably the superest of super teams that Speedstorm will ever see come together.
All you're missing now is Maxi.
That's crazy. And then you have a lot of solo registrations. You got Carlos' team called the Mighty Robins. You got Romanja back on there. You got Maisie on there. Turrets. J Dunk. You got new team Disney Thunderbolts with Diego Sag as the captain. Tom 4K's in the team with the Speed Freaks with Monkey Anonymous and whoever, Fab Hudson Hornet. That could be somebody that just had a name change. So, it's Galvanator, yeah. Galvanator changed his name. Then you got a lot of solo Serbian Goblins signed up as solo. You have the Leakso Racing Crew, which is the Leakso people. You have a lot of solo. There's probably about 5-6 teams of solo registrations. Now, if these guys are actually going to do it, it's a whole nother story. We got DT without Sunny though. DT is now, we got Monstro, Travi, Young Link, Danny Boy, Kelgirl, and Cookie Queen in DT this time around. You have the Outsider Pilots.
Back again?
Yeah, a Young Link is back on here. You got a Star Nix made a team with Batu, so Batu's in a team. Wolf, Kaya, Harold Bar, Mia Khalifa, which is I think Yerrick, if I'm not mistaken, and from MC4. So yeah.
You said, wait,
Whoever named himself Mia Khalifa.
damn.
Yo, the fact that the Speedstorm Discord allowed a name Mia Khalifa is crazy to me. But I get shut down for smoking weed, but that's crazy.
Oh, me and Keely foot.
It's crazy as hell. You got BRZ Legacy, which is Mr. Mime, Tramal, Lion Calvis, Joseph. You have Husbands of Speedstorm, which is everybody's husband. Like apparently we got a Moana's husband, Elsa's husband, Winter Magic, Foster, James, and Legends. The Husbands of Speedstorm is crazy. Then you got BRZ Latencia, which is Wolf's team. You got Wolf, Rugal, Lucas, Rayoni, and Bronco with a sixth player to be determined. So yeah, and those are the teams so far that signed up, and then obviously the new teams get formed with all the solo signups. Yeah, I decided to do one last hurrah. One last hurrah. This will be the season I officially will retire after this season. So win or lose, you know, we gonna go out with a bang. I got all the Infinity Stones. I'm ready to snap my fingers and make Wolf disappear. Who said that?
Shout out, man. You know, I wish you luck in this season. I don't know. You said this year gonna be your last season, so hopefully you get that W. You always been chasing my guy. Yo, so is Macy not on the team?
Yeah, Maisie's and Carlos team.
So I heard something about with this divisions, I guess being a part of the official Discord, that they're going to be offering some rewards. So what rewards are they offering for?
We don't know yet. Wolf did like a poll to see what everybody wanted, and it seems like the winner was blue tokens. So we don't know yet. Wolf is talking to the Game Loft people to see, you know, what's gonna happen. I mean, that's kind of cool though to have a reward. I mean, if you get blue tokens for winning a tournament that's free, like, you know, that's crazy.
That might be something that might bring a ninja back. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I might get some free tokens. I can unlock a character potentially. Shit.
You know, will also be cool if we get some like exclusive avatar or something, but like divisions, you know, winner or something like that, and like in your license plate or something.
I think for them to do that, divisions would have to prove that like it's, you know, it's worth their while to like kind of keep representing and whatnot. So I do agree with Wolf that this season is important. I know he asked for a lot of the veterans to come back. Unfortunately, most people, you know, that were done with the game were actually done with the game. But you know, still looks like it's gonna have a decent amount of teams. Looks like it's gonna be set up for a good season. And you know, blue tokens. I think that's a vibe reward right there. So you know, y'all go out there and go get it, man.
I don't think you should be getting blue tokens. Let's be real. I think, if anything, the reward should be racer shards.
I mean, you can get racer shards with blue tokens. You can get everything with blue tokens.
Yeah, blue
but
tokens are more like
you should get the seasonal racer shards for the division.
What if they don't want the seasonal racer? What if they like want a racer from the previous season?
Well, too bad.
See, look at Sam. That's why he ain't even part of the division still.
yeah.
Yo, what up, Travi and Sal?
All of a sudden, you can't get
I did see your comment, Sal, in your message.
You should get the current season shards, because next thing you know, you can't get a Lightning McQueen type of racing. You know what I mean? So I was just looking out for the vast majority of the community. Yeah, you can get tokens, but like, tokens can't get you every racer shard.
Man, Sammy stays speaking for all kinds of communities. He be like, they said, who is they?
Sammy's the forever the Speedstorm hater.
Listen, man.
That's a fact, man.
Listen, man. I want nothing but success for this game, even though it came late. You know, Wolf is trying a thing. I'm gonna let Wolf do his things, and we'll see what happens. Doesn't mean I'm gonna come back like that, but you know, I'll be happy for those who keep playing this game. I'll be moving on to bigger and better things, though. GTA 6.
You still got a couple months for that.
I'm
Hey,
ready.
well, if you did do your best, man. You did do your best. It's not your fault, man. At
It's
the end
not.
of the day,
I
you
blame
know,
Barcelona, the
a lot
studio.
of people. Sometimes people just move on to different stuff in life, man. Like I said, it would have been nice if this would have happened when all the vets were still going hard.
This would have
But
been nice 2 years ago.
That just shows how removed from the community they were. They didn't even know about the World Cup. Like
Yep.
they could have been a part. Like
They
when it
even
was
got rid
like,
of the bald headed guy. Like we liked him.
I don't give two fucks. To be honest. That's between him and Game Loft. I don't like or dislike him. I just just hey, get your bag. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I thought you sure he's not in no new stuff? I thought I heard his voice in some new material in the trailer or something they posted. Yeah, with the girl from Brave when they were showing her off, I heard his voice. So I don't think they got rid of him.
Okay.
You sure it's not an
They
AI
just-
voice?
I mean, if they're gonna do AI voices, they could have done it for characters. You know what I'm saying? Instead of leaving them voiceless. So
Might
I
as
don't think they
well.
use. I don't think they use AI. Apparently, the motherfuckers don't like AI. But yeah, see, I'm not. Oh, see, I want to go there. They don't want to crash out.
You want to be a part of them speed storm tournaments in the future, Caleb?
Potentially. Here's the thing, like, they try to talk about, oh, I'm posting AI in the Discord. I never post any AI. Only thing I really posted, they would have content creators. I will post my stream links, and so I use AI for some of my thumbnails, and so I don't know if they try to like when they were trying to kick me out of the Discord, try to say, oh, you're breaking the rules by posting AI. I'm just like, do you know how many of your creators literally use ChatGPT to make thumbnails for their, videos that y'all are promoting? But I use AI. That's a problem. Interesting. But don't you think that's a little inconsistent? Like they literally are promoting content creators that use ChatGPT for thumbnails. But if I post my link, apparently that's against the rules because it has AI in it.
And they've been
Crazy,
look what they did to Angel.
crazy, bro. But yeah, that's here or there.
Hey, somebody get Salatine. Also, Sal said, I saw Martin from Gameloft said no new plans, no new races next season. Is that true?
No new racers next season.
Damn, that's a
What?
good
No new
season to leave.
racers.
No, based people are keep asking if the golden pass was gonna go back to what it was, and Martin basically said there's no plans for that.
People, I don't know why people
Wait,
think
go
Game
back
Off
to
care about
go
that.
back to what? Where it was able to be earned for free?
Or you could like they'll be in the past type shit.
They probably just like, I'll pay my $9. Sammy's like, nah, we need to go back to free in game currency.
Yeah, the fuck. I remember playing at a time where
They
you
not
could
doing
get the
it,
golden
bro.
pass for free. Y'all want to go back to $9? Fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah,
So
they're
I
not
know.
doing that, bro.
That's how I know you brainwashed. They got you already. Sammy tried to warn you. You ain't listen. Too late.
Hey man, it is Will, Will said, yeah, but most recent veterans didn't stop playing Speedstorm. Instead of divisions, they are going to play rank. I don't get it. They still having time tournament mode is coming to private lobbies.
Maybe they don't want to deal with people ridiculing them about doing 5 hours of practice, so they're just
Hold
like,
on.
fuck it, I'll just do
Tournament
rank.
mode?
Did you just say tournament modes
Tournament
coming
mode going to
to
private lobby? What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, there's like some sort of event that's gonna be implemented by private lobbies. So I don't know what that event.
Tournament mode.
Yeah, it's like a tournament style
It's gonna
type
be
of
like an
mode.
actual tournament?
Yeah, in private lobbies. Yeah,
It's gonna be like that Grand Prix shit in private lobbies?
looks like.
Listen, I don't know if that's due to visions or anything because we all know Game Loft did not really give a fuck about private lobbies.
Nope. They just now
I don't
give
know.
a damn. Which
We'll
is good.
see.
I say Wolf is putting in work. He's making some solid changes. Good on you, Wolf.
Yeah, we'll keep doing your thing, man. Keep representing for the players. But you know, I
I mean, these
mean,
are things we've been asking on the pod for like the last what 2, 3 years almost,
yeah,
and they
it
finally
could
getting
be,
it done. Well,
but what it could be the fact that even some of the players that veteran players that are still playing the game but decide not to join this season, they probably wanted to like chill
still,
or
yeah.
probably not like maybe they just wanted to take a break for a season because for a lot of people divisions could take a lot out of you. So maybe they
Takes
just want to chillax.
time. I know a lot of teams practice all the time, almost become like a second job. It's like, hey, some people ain't got time for all that.
Make sure you got that 5 hour energy.
It's true, but we'll see. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure this season's gonna be pretty lit. So, I mean, it looks like we're gonna be talking about it again this season. So, I guess
I'm gonna hear a little
Speedstorm
bit.
is back for now. But you know,
Angel
we'll
just
see, man.
couldn't
We'll see.
live with us not talking about Speedstorm, huh?
That's crazy.
Angel's gonna win, and he gonna be like, you know what? We won the whole tournament. I gotta do another season to defend my title.
That's
And you
crazy.
know what? Wolf might play along just to get us to keep talking about this shit. It's like, Angel, remember the plan. Y'all supposed to win this final. Some WWE shit. I already seen the script, Angel. Tell me I'm lying.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But looks like um, is that it for the Speedstorm stuff?
Except for the Speedstorm. I guess for Sonic Racing Crossworlds, we are entering the last week. It concludes on the 21st, which I believe is this Sunday. So, if you want to make top 24, you know what I'm saying? This is your last opportunity to do so. But I feel like if you're joining this late, yeah, you're not making it. Yeah, the points right now it's like 2,300, and the way them lobbies is and how sweaty it is because there's so many good players that are like trying to make it, and there's a lot of good players that aren't. Um, Good luck. I've been trying my luck at it. I just the item spam is the worst it's ever been in the game, to be honest with you. And I get sabotaged in my races, so I think I'm like top 500 right now, but we'll see. I guess I am gonna still try to attempt top 24, but if I get top 100, that'll still be cool. If not, hey, it is what it is. Honestly, the game's the balance in the game is terrible right now. If I got to keep it a buck, they nerfed the drill. They nerfed all the catch up items, but then they never nerfed the monster truck or any of the items that attack the player first, or any of the attack items like the tornadoes or the saws or all of that kind of stuff. So it's just a bunch of item spam fest. And they nerfed the level 4 Silver Surfer build, the ultimate charge. And the thing about that build, it never was the strongest build in the game. It's just people used it because that was like one of the few builds, yeah, that they could like race through the item spam. And they nerfed that. So now it's just a bunch of item spam.
Yeah. The items
Yeah.
back. That's the meta.
Yeah, I know. Sam, I saw you did a little bit of legend competition, so you probably know too, Sam. You probably in the
Yes,
races,
sir.
just getting.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like 2 points away from gold, or a point away from gold, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave that till tomorrow. I hop on the next day, and I lose 100 points. And I was like, what the hell? And I dropped way down to like the beginning of silver, and I climbed back up to gold. I was like gold 20 points into not even, I was like 30 points away from gold, and then I dropped right back down into the silver bracket. I'm like, yo, what is going on? I didn't move. And I was like, I don't know if I got time for this shit.
No, it's super time consuming. A lot of the people who made top 100 or top 24 literally stream 12 hours a day every day, 9 hours a day every day. You know,
that's the
it's
thing.
a hot
It's
mess.
like if you lose your points, you have no choice other than to sit there and gain them back before you hop off. And me, it came to the point where I was gaining points, and then I was
And then you would
losing
lose
points.
it
And
probably
then the thing
faster than you were
is,
gaining.
exactly. And then the thing is, it brings me back to the old Speedstorm rank mode, and I loved that. The problem is, like I said, if they're doing this iteration for you to qualify for the tournament, it made no sense because those who sit on the game more often and win more races are going to qualify. If they did like a
Well,
smaller tournament setting in the game to get the qualification spots, I would have been like, cool. But
I get what you're saying, but it is time, but it's not time because if you spend 48 hours straight on the game, you know, if you're not winning the races, then you're not going to climb. You'll probably actually lose more points, you know, the
no,
more time you spend on the
I
game.
get all that, but it's also if you're gonna win, it's also build variety. If you're gonna win with your build and you sit on the game more than everybody else, you're gonna rack up the points because of the meta that you got. But if not everyone's keen to the meta, everyone's over there item spamming. That's what everyone's got to deal with. And do I want to sit through 100 games of item spam and making less points? You know what I mean? Making less points than I'm earning. It doesn't make sense because, like I said, it brings me back to the Speedstorm old rank. If you win one race, which will give you like 20 points or something, for instance, right? You lose one race, that's 30 points gone. And then you have to
Yeah,
make that shit back up. So,
once you hit Emerald, it's kind of like, yeah, you win, you might get like 10, 15, but if you lose, minus 30. So yeah,
it's crazy.
it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat.
Very
Basically,
punishing.
once you get to a certain level,
If
it's
you're not
almost
hitting
like you
top
have to
three,
win
bro,
or get top 3.
GG's.
Yeah,
And the worst thing is when you have bots in your lobbies and you expect it,
the
if I win
points are worse.
15 points or 10 points. Nah.
5 points.
You win, you get 5 points. You lose,
Yeah, it's
you
like,
think you're losing 30 points? Nah, 50 points.
yeah. Don't even. I don't know why they even have bot lobbies. Like, take the bots out. But I think sometimes what happens is like you'll get in a lobby full of players, but then
And
like
someone will
somebody's
leave at
like,
the
"Oh,
beginning.
this is a sweaty lobby," and then they'll
And they'll
leave,
leave.
and then the bot takes the place. So then that kind of messes it up too.
And then I'm
At
like,
that
okay,
point,
instead of hitting top 4, I gotta hit top 2 because the points are gonna be the point discrepancy is gonna be weird because of the bot in the lobby. It's crazy. There's
yeah.
so
So
much into play. It's ridiculous.
yeah. To be honest, yeah, Legend competition made me see all the flaws with the game. You know, I still like it. It's fun, but the flaws are even more glaring. But we're gonna finish strong. We're gonna finish strong.
You know what they
But
should have done for this legend competition? Not saying it should have been like a team mode, but the same way they have a festival and they have different rotations, that's how you should have qualified because then it would have showed diversity in your skills. Oh, I got to get the most points. You know what I mean? It's not about just finishing in first, but if I finish in first and get the most points, it'll help me gain some points on the leaderboard instead of grinding out through item spamming.
I will say one thing: they added a bunch of gadgets, and they keep adding gadgets. But one, they make the gadgets too expensive, like taking up 3 slots,
Yep.
2 slots. So there's really no gadget variety. It's either you're running one build, the meta build, or that's it. You have no other skill expression or no other gadget expression. You just have to run the meta or the same card. So yeah, they got to fix that.
As I said
But
in one of Nano's streams, I can't remember if it was you streaming DVD or something else, Nano, but you mentioned, oh, should they add more slots? I was like, yes, 8 should be a sweet spot. If they're not gonna adjust how many spots a gadget takes in terms of slots, they should adjust or expand the gadget slots to 8. So like 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom. I think that would be the perfect sweet spot.
More build variety.
Yeah, because you put on 2 gadgets that have 3 slots each. That's it. That's your build. 2 gadgets. But now if you have 8, you can do 2 for 3 and then 2 ones. So now you have 4 gadgets.
A nice sweet spot.
Yeah. Or you can stack 2 2s together to make another build. So you have like 4 gadgets of 2s, if that makes sense. But
It will feel like you're making an actual build.
as opposed to, oh my gosh, I have limitations. This is all I can put on.
That's kind of how I always felt from the beginning, but
Yeah.
I still thought the game was. I thought everything was still good. I just Felt like they could have tweaked that a little bit more, but I mean,
I
you
agree.
never know.
Because they make it
But yeah.
seem like it's unlimited builds, but it's really like it's unlimited but with limits. Like
Yeah,
you
and then
don't
they
fit so
still
much.
don't even have the warp ring in the game.
Yeah, it's
Like
gone.
the game, it's in the game, but it's just not available for you to use for any
I
kind
mean,
of
if you
competition or
playing
online.
offline, yeah, but Warp Ring like online is non-existent. It's been like that since
Yeah,
launch.
and I think they added a new spin dash gadget within
Yeah.
the Sonic anniversary, and that wasn't available for the Legend competition, which I don't understand. Like, why not allow players to use a new gadget? You know what I'm saying? But okay,
That's what I'm
but
saying. For this competition, they probably should have done it the way the festival is. Everybody's solo, but instead of you having to just place first every race, yo, you got to get coins. You got to get taps. You got to, you know
no,
what I
I
mean?
don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because I feel like if you're doing like a world championship, I don't think it should be based on, oh, well, this person was good at getting taps. Going over the boost pads better than the other players. Like, nah. But I think them focusing on just like competitive racing is probably the move. But I hear you. But um,
I'm only saying
yeah,
that just because it'll take away the item span frenzy that's going on in all the races. If everyone has to focus on a little bit of something, no one's gearing up with monster truck at the beginning of the race. I'm sorry.
they just have to nerf some of the aggro items or add more defensive options because right now it's just too much. There's I think they did add a gadget to where you can block homing items, which is like the fist and like the saw. But what that doesn't block is getting ran over by a monster truck.
Mhm.
It doesn't stop you from getting ran over by a bomb or exploded by a bomb or hit with a spike ball or hit with a ghost. There's just so much stuff that you still have to deal with, even with the protection. Um, uh, Dude, yeah, I think the other day I was like in a race and literally I got ran over by four monster trucks. It was like monster truck one, monster truck two, monster truck three, monster truck four. I'm not making this up. So
That
I'll
happened to me too. I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie to you.
So
That shit happened to me too. I
I
was
was just
like,
like, yeah,
hey,
but y'all
there's
nerfed
so
the
many monster
drill.
trucks, bro.
But I can get ran over by four monster trucks and then slimed and then tornadoes. But God forbid I get a drill.
The worst case is you're not, bro. I'm sitting in second place and I'm about to pass first place, and there's a big gap between uh me in first place and third place, and I'm like, I'm the only one that can stop this guy in first place. And guess what? I get hit with everything. And the guy in first place gets the biggest gap in the world and wins the race. And I'm like, so y'all took me out, but didn't go after the guy in first place? All right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the Sonic racing news. The competition, legend competitions going on. Last week, so get it in while you can. I'll be streaming, so if you want to watch me suffer through the legend competition, you know what I'm saying, check me out. Check out my channel. We'll give it a good go. But
Yeah, I had to
you know,
stop that for my health.
yeah, to be honest, it's not good for my mental health. I've actually been going through it. Um,
Yeah, man. They say you
no,
see the true colors of the game once you start playing sweaty. The sweatier
yeah,
you play, the more negatives you gonna see, man.
yeah. Yeah. I've been
Ooh,
damn near crashing out multiple
I
times.
like her.
But I think I will say after this legend competition, I will probably just be doing like festivals. Maybe like when they add a new character, a new map, I'll play. But I don't think I'm doing another legend competition to be honest with y'all.
This is my first
Uh,
and my last.
Unless they make some big drastic changes with
The
the
items, man.
items, yeah, then hell no, bro. Because you're not rewarded for skillful driving, and you're not rewarded for. They say, oh, item management. You're not rewarded for item management anymore. It's just who
Either.
who
Yeah.
can ever hit each other the most and sabotage other people. It's like,
They gotta. I think one way they can change it is the RNG the items. Everyone knows if you sit in the back, you get a specific amount of items depending on where you positioned in the race. And because everyone knows that, they're gonna sit in like sixth place to get like a monster truck.
nah, they front run, man. They front run. The issue is the people like who actually like time trial goats, like Sneaky, Exponzo, so on and so forth. They're gonna front run and then everybody else is just
Item.
So
idle spamming each other trying to
Yes.
catch up. Yeah, it's. Mm-mm.
maybe it's
But yeah,
outside.
that's what Sonic Racing news. So yeah, still waiting for Star Wars Galactic Racer. Still waiting for that to come out because I feel like if I don't make this Sonic Cross Worlds game, I'm gonna
Maybe.
need a new racer. I'm gonna need a new racer.
Caleb retired.
It's all good, Caleb. It's gonna be.
Caleb been through too much, man.
Ah,
So I'm talking about you. Where his money at?
we still need our money. So this is actually, I'm glad you brought that up. There's actually been drama within the Marvel Rivals community. There's a creator named J3. So he hosted, no, he didn't host, but there was like a small tournament going on, and he donated, I believe, $1,500 for like a prize pool for the tournament. And it just so happens that the tournament organizer just pocketed all the money and then canceled the tournament. So that's like been a big drama thing that's been going on with them Marvel Rivals. And so it kind of reminded me of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds when the first, big creator tournament, not creator tournament, but the first big community tournament hosted by Dallas, the Cross World circuit. There was money donated and then for the prize pool for the winners, and then nobody ever got that money. So it kind of
Yeah,
reminded me of that.
Pocketed it.
Essentially, my freaking PayPal don't work with some goofy shit like that, bro. Like there's easy fixes, like something that all of that's fishy, the excuses. So it seems like this is something that's a common and not just in racing games, just across gaming in general. Sometimes people will host these community small tournaments, and
And take the money.
but when it comes to the money, they're shady with it. Yeah, they just take the money. So it's happening in Crossworlds, it's happening in Marvel Rivals. So I'll say be careful out there with some of these tournaments. And
Honestly,
prioritize, your priorities first, because you could sacrifice, take off work, or do whatever trying to compete in a tournament. And the whole time you're just left with nothing at the end because somebody stole the money.
honestly, people gotta start reporting these people that are just taking the money and they're hosting tournaments. Like I would have done reported Douse to the police a while back. I ain't saying I'm a snitch, but
Hey, sometimes if you gotta take them to court, judge it. You have to do something.
this man
Just
went
something like.
to Asia while that shit was going on. You think I forgot? Hell nah. I bring receipts.
So yeah,
Caleb
I
was
never
telling me
got my
this man was
cut.
in Asia while this whole shit
Like
was
I
going on.
said,
This man took a vacay, bro.
all I know is the legend competition. It is what it is now. It's not the meta for me. I know when the game was in a more better fun state, more variety. I was doing my thing. So like right now, there's not even remember it was like I feel like when the game first came out, there was like smuggling builds and there was like front running builds. Now there's none of that. It's just one build. So that's actually worse for the game. You can say you hate front running, you can say you hate smuggling, but at least you had options. And there were some options in between the mid pack builds. Now it's just there are no mid pack builds. There are no front running or smuggling builds. It's just one build. So that everybody's using. So yeah, game's not in a good state balance wise. But yeah, that's the Sonic Racing Cross in the news. I just want to put that in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, Sammy Nano, I guess. So what we got next on the list of topics?
Well, the biggest thing that's been happening in gaming for the last month, this past month, I guess, or this past week or 2 weeks, which is Sony and their buffoonery.
Yeah. So
It's
what do
like,
we?
yeah, go ahead.
Because I know on our last episode we kind of talked about the physical copies and how it's bad because we can't get the resale at like GameStop for a cheaper price, and people like physical copies. But what's going on now with the Sony and the physical drama? With it, with it being gone and now that everything digital. What's new? What's new this week that we didn't cover on the last episode? Something come up?
A lot was going on actually. So there's like a whole timeline that I had. So the first thing was Sony was like, "We're done with physical games. You got to get that shit digital." Then there was this whole "Save Physical Games" hashtag on Twitter that was going on. because Sony was just silent during this entire time.
Oh yeah, because they haven't posted ever since they announced that um they'll no longer be doing physical copies of games and they're going completely digital. They haven't made any posts. They've been radio silent. Maybe they're waiting for the rage to die down.
No,
You know
so
what
what
I'm saying?
happened with that, actually, there was some insiders that got word of that Sony wasn't looking to post anything until Xbox posted that their layoffs, because they already mentioned that there was going to be layoffs. So they're waiting for the Xbox bad news to start posting news again, and hopefully everyone forgot what they were talking about earlier with the physical games.
Quick thing is with the Xbox layoff. So I know a lot of people are looking at it like it's bad, but they might have trimmed some of the fat. So apparently,
I mean,
from
we'll
what
get
I'm
into
hearing
that later, but I just want us to go through the whole Sony thing first, because there's a lot to unpack with Sony right now. So yes, the Xbox did drop their layoffs, and we did talk about the speculated studios that were going to get divested, and they did get divested. We'll get into that in a bit later. But after Xbox posted on social media their layoffs, you know what Sony did when they posted again? They posted an announcement for their Fight Stick from Marvel Tokon. And then people were like, what the hell? So you took 5 days off, not posting shit, and the time you post is to promote a damn fighting peripheral stick. And
hey, that's how it goes. They always about the bag, man.
So one thing that people were doing were canceling their PlayStation Plus in mass to stick it to Sony and PlayStation to make a statement. Sony saw this, and you know what they started doing?
What?
They started giving people a discount to people who recently unsubscribed from PlayStation Plus. So now they can resubscribe back into PlayStation Plus at like $5, $10 cheaper.
Damn.
So some of the people that unsubscribed went back and resubscribed.
So yeah, now they back in the economy. You know, they were able to manage the temporary outrage essentially.
And
Hey,
then
get your ass back here.
on top of that, there were some games that were being announced to release for the PS5, and then on the Sony YouTube channel, those games caught flack for no reason, just because they were under the Sony brand. I apologize to these guys, but it was games like Doom showcasing their new DLC that got mass downvoted and mass disliked because it was just on the YouTube channel. Other games felt the same shit. So people were trying to, speak with their, I guess, whatever power they had over Sony, which was like the internet. And then I don't know what happened, but a couple days later, after they announced the Fight Stick, Sony was like, it's delayed indefinitely. And I'm just like, what? I guess they realized people wasn't going to buy the Fight Sticks now in protest. And then the worst news came out was that it's a possibility that Project Helix might actually have a disk drive. And now people are talking about they might swap just to go to Xbox because of the disk drive and the fact that they're preserving games. Xbox also talked about that there was going to be something with the Project Helix where if you can insert your physical disc into the console itself, it'll collect the data from the disc and give you a license for that disc, that game, and essentially give you a digital license for the game. And if you gave that disc away to someone else and they popped it in their console, you would lose the rights to the digital license, and it would go to the person that last put the disc in their console.
If we're strictly speaking about Xbox versus PlayStation, I think Xbox got to take full advantage of Sony going full on digital, bro. If they needed anything to swing things in their favor, it's this. Because I'm telling you, when that PS6 come out, a lot of people not gonna be fucking with it strictly because there's no physicals. So if Xbox really wants to swing things, at least start off swinging things in their favor, they better release, have that digital or have that disk drive they know what's good for them. Like,
But I mean, to add insult to injury, Nano, literally there was a report that came out like a couple hours ago or a day ago that said that Sony was looking to delay the PlayStation 6 till 2028, which is the same damn year they said they're not going to do physical games.
I mean, it was either coming out 27 or 28. So to me, it makes no difference. Everything's still the same.
Yeah, I think they did themselves a disservice by making the PS5 so hard to get. I feel like, they say like the life cycle of consoles are like 5 years or something like that, but it doesn't feel like it's been 5-6 years because I think like the first year or two people could barely get the console, so it doesn't even feel like a real console generation. So if they delayed the PS6, I have no issue with that because people, I feel like, haven't really even utilized the PS5 to its potential. Yeah, but yeah, damn.
I don't think. I don't know, man. I think Sony, they trying real hard to get everybody mad at the same time, man.
You know what? I'm not going to lie. It sucks to say this, but ain't no one going to give a shit about PlayStation not having physical games. And I say this because PC did the same shit and ain't nobody talking about it no more.
Yeah, because Sony is like most people who play. So here's the thing, Sammy. I know PC has been digital for like forever now.
16 years or something like that now.
The thing about that is majority of of gamers weren't gaming on PC back then. Like PC was like that was a huge, that was like a vast minority of gamers that were really gaming on the PC, and majority of them who had PCs were still had consoles. So that's why it wasn't really like a any huge discrepancy because we knew the consoles were like really the things you got like physically or stuff for physical and whatnot. So I think that's why they didn't. I think that's why PC didn't receive any backlash. But that's just my opinion about it.
That's a fair assessment. What do you think about this whole this whole situation going on with this Sony physical disc and like them trying to go all digital for the future?
If I will say, if the manufacturing and parts are in what do they call it, scarce, maybe this is just the natural evolution of gaming and technology. Because right now it's like the reason why a lot of the consoles are so expensive supposedly is because of manufacturing costs, because of the chips and all that kind of stuff. So if there's limited goods and you have to go digital in order to accommodate for that, then I understand. I think as long as if they can upgrade the user agreements to where it's like if you buy a digital version of the game, you always have access to that game. You don't lose your license. Then I think more people would be okay. Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Caleb because I think the biggest thing is you like people want ways to where their purchases will be protected or the consumer should be protected. The thing about digital games from Sony is that players don't feel protected because it feels like Sony makes it just feels like you're like buying the game to like rent the game, not to actually own the game.
Yeah, because the thing, what like physical copies, like for instance, like the PlayStation 1 or the NES, I could have grandkids one day, and then I could have my grandkids playing the PS1 games I was playing when I was a kid. That's what happens when you have a physical copy. But if you have like a digital and you lose your
Yep.
license, and it's
Pass it
like you
down.
can't even do that. You can't even pass it down to the next person or whatnot. So yeah, or game preservation, because so but yeah, I understand the rage.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of really said a lot of the things I really felt about it, like on the last episode. But yeah, it's not good. I don't like it. I don't fuck with it. And now I see a lot of people online whenever Sony announces something or they're like advertising a game or something. People are in the comments like, I'm not getting it unless it has a physical disc, or is it physical? And they're like, if it's digital only, I don't want it. And they're putting like disc emojis and whatnot. And it's funny, man, but um it's funny because a lot of people have been advocating that they're not getting any games if it's digital only, because they're trying to fight the good fight for the physical
Yeah, good luck with
games.
that because GTA 6 is
But
going digital. So
here's the thing though. How about when Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 just dropped, it was only digital and that shit was selling like crazy.
Call of Duty people don't care. Yeah, some of it is selective outrage because a lot of people are probably already buying digital games on the PlayStation storefront. Probably haven't bought a physical game in the last 10 years, but because there's an outrage now, they got to be mad too. Like I think
that's
there's
what I
real
said.
concern, but I think some people are just
Nah, bro.
kind of
These people fake low
bullshitting.
key. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
they.
stand 10 toes like Sammy did. I remember when Nintendo's on that bullshit. I said no Switch 2. Sammy was by his lonesome. Everyone bought the Switch 2.
Yeah,
But
Switch
still,
2 sold record numbers. After all that complaining people did.
prove my
record-
point. They gonna do the
Sammy,
same shit with
you
their
ain't never
Sony
fucked
shit.
with Nintendo anyways, bro,
But
so that ain't really a beef
yeah,
for you.
I had a Super Nintendo.
That's
I
not a
had
beef
a
for you,
Super
bro.
Nintendo. I had a
A
Super
Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo? How long
Yes,
ago
sir.
was that?
in 1984.
Hey man, hey man.
That man said he
Don't
had a
watch that.
SNES. And you
Yes,
know what's so
sir.
A
crazy?
Super Nintendo.
I also had a SNES as well. That was my very first console. I don't remember the last time I saw that bitch, bro.
But I mean, this
So
also shows why you shouldn't be like a shill for companies like a Sony Pony or Xbot or a Nintendo. Luigi
Nintendo.
hat Ninja, yeah, Nintendo, because literally all of these companies, are only looking out for themselves and they dollar. They're not really looking out for you like that. It's kind of like if they can benefit, if you can, they can sell you a product that they can benefit off of that you benefit, so it can be like beneficial for both. But at the end of the day, their number one priority is they dollar. So we know how Nintendo is. We know and play Sony. They're a greedy company. Xbox, same thing. So none of these companies actually are looking out for you. They're looking out for their pockets.
The
So
way
just
I
remember
see
that
it,
the next time you try to beef with somebody over some plastic hardware, just realize, hey,
the
you're
way I see it,
advocating.
the big three has always been on some musical chairs bullshit. One person
Yeah,
does
no,
this, another person does that, and the last person does something else.
always somebody's in the hot seat, and then somebody, they try to act like they're for the player or the consumer just so they can get you to buy more of their product, and then they switch up on you too. So
Business
they all in
101.
cahoots. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So right now,
I do think the console market is gonna shrink. Let's not act like a lot of the consumers are on the Sony PlayStation. There's a good amount of them on there. The console market has been shrinking since COVID, actually, since the pandemic, because a lot of people started buying PCs during the pandemic. That's why we haven't seen like consoles really blow up like that since this new gen, because a lot of people had already made the shift or initially started the shift to PC. I'm seeing a lot of my gamer friends move to PC. A lot of them are already full-time PC gamers. I'm one of the few that's still on the console. I like to think that I'm going to be the last of a dying breed. But at some point, I'm going to be moving as well. You know, I did start gaming on PC before I even got my first console. So I
Yeah,
honestly see this as a reunion for me than anything.
you know, the crazy part, I think some of it is habit. I think a lot of us grew up in the 90s and, you know, we had a bunch of consoles. So we're kind of like, a lot of people are kind of just like stuck on consoles or used to consoles. But I will say my first PC experience where I realized PC was better, I think there was a game, Oni, and I think there was another game called Fur Fighters. I had those games on the PC and they looked amazing, especially for the time, early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. But then that same game that was on the PC was on the PlayStation 2, I believe, and the PlayStation version of the game looked way worse. I'm like, dang. So the PC version, and this is like a Windows 95. Like the Windows 95 games ran better and looked better than the PS2 games. So I think PC. That's when I realized, okay, this is why people like PC.
Are you saying you got Game Boyed?
Game Boy.
Yeah, remember back then when games were released on all platforms and the Game Boy version was trash.
Basically.
Spider-Man on Game Boy. Y'all remember that shit?
Oh my god!
Yep.
Imagine paying full price for the worst version of a game.
Yep. That was the crazy part. And then they had to stop releasing the games on the Game Boy and shit. I remember FIFA will release like damn near every year. And then people were like, why would I pay for FIFA on the Game Boy Advance when it don't even look like the FIFA from PS2 and
Cause you're a
Xbox?
sucker.
Mhm.
Little crazy work how they were doing the people that had the Game Boys and shit.
But nah, I agree with Sammy. I think every time people or Sony makes Sony or Microsoft or even Nintendo, they make their player base upset, it makes people that much closer to moving to PC. Like, and the more expensive things get, that also makes your decision a little that much easier to go to PC. So, I know I already said I was gonna end up moving to PC, and the thing about PC is that once you go to PC, you never look back, man. So slowly but surely, consoles are losing their player base to PC. I guess you can make the argument that, as kids grow up or, they get older, they adopt the PC or the consoles. So,
Like I said,
guess
I
you
think
could.
it's the generation thing because our generation grew up with consoles, so we kind of prefer consoles. But I feel like the new generation, a lot of the new generations on PC,
A lot
because
of
that's
new
kind of
gens
like the
on
norm for them.
iPads, phones, all that shit. So
Yeah, like in mobile game, but I'm talking about like the new generation, like the 18, 19, 20-year-olds. A lot of them have PC because they see
Yeah,
their favorite streamer
because
have a PC or
everybody trying to be a
the
streamer now.
streaming culture is also the streaming culture and the content creation culture is
Yeah, it's
also pushing
contributed
people
to
towards PC.
exactly.
So, I mean,
hmm
PC does too much that consoles can't. Like, the biggest argument is obviously the pricing, but if you look at it, you're gonna end up benefiting more over time from your PC investment than any console you'll
The best way
use.
to look at it is this: the PC is like a smartphone that you can't move around. The console
Mm-hmm.
can't compete with that.
Can't.
Like, look at the telephone; it's extinct. Why? Because the smartphone came out. The console, it's gonna go through the same thing.
Yep. And I love console, man. I love my PlayStation, man. But you know, at
This
at
is
this
just
moment,
innovation, I think.
yeah. I guess for me, it's just easier for me to say I'm gonna move to PC because I like half of my friends are on PC and they're saying it's like the it's way better and you know I ain't gonna lie, I be looking at them Steam sales and I be kind of jealous. I want in on that, so you know Gotta hop on the PC wave, man.
Well, you heard us. It's up for Sony. But just across the street, on the green side of things, there's Xbox. And I know Nano and Caleb love them some Queen Asha, but hear me out. You hear what she said the other day? We are doing a reset. And what did that come with the reset? So we were talking about the rumor of a couple of studios being divested from Xbox, and that is now being confirmed. So we're looking at Compulsion Games. We're looking at Double Fine. Okay, so Compulsion Games, the studio that gave us South of Midnight. We're also looking at Double Fine, who gave us Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2. We're looking at Ninja Theory, who gave us Hellblade. We're also looking at Arcane Studios that has given us Dishonored, the Dishonored series, and who are currently working on Blade. And the last studio, if I'm not mistaken, I actually had this written down. Let me find it. Might be in the group chat, actually. Undead Labs. Yeah, so Undead Labs, the studio that's giving us State of Decay 3 right now.
So this doesn't mean that they're evaporating. It just means that they're getting sold.
They've been sold. A few of them that haven't been sold so far. Some of them have been sold, and some of them went independent. So they're still working on their games.
Yeah, so that's good to know that the games that these studios are still working on are still, being worked on. Will eventually come out, but it just won't come out under the label of Xbox.
Umbrella.
Umbrella. Which if you look at
hold on. With that note though, there's been reports saying that because these games have now been divested from Xbox, that they're not technically obligated to launch on Game Pass.
Okay. So then come the PlayStation potentially. I will say this basically, they're saying they're doing a reset of Xbox. This basically showed that they failed, or their strategy was a failure, because they bought up a bunch of studios. I don't remember what year was it, 2020, 2021, where they were just like buying, they were just splurging and buying every single studio you could think of, and it turns out that it wasn't profitable for them, and that they didn't really, they bought all these studios, but the games they didn't see a return on buying the studios, and that's why now they're selling them. So if you look at the timeline,
With that said, there's some truth to that, but there's also some context. So yes, Microsoft went on this. Microsoft, not Xbox, because Xbox went to Microsoft to make these purchases. So Microsoft greenlit these purchases, and what they expected was big games from these studios. The issue was Phil is the type of person who's a gamer's gamer. So he picked up these studios and he's like, listen, I'm not being hands-on like Sony or Nintendo. Make whatever you want to make and we'll push it out there. And we'll put it into Game Pass as well to support you guys. So a lot of these studios that they bought started making passion project games, apart from Arcane. And I guess Ninja Theory, because they were already just working on Hellblade. So apart from those two studios, everyone else wanted to make something different. I'm not saying it was wrong that Compulsion made South of Midnight, because that was a great game, but no one really wanted to play that game because everyone was so centered on the DEI stuff and the Sweet Baby Inc. They're like, oh, there's a colored person in this game? Nah. We ain't supporting this. And they didn't even know that the game was good, and Sweet Baby Inc. barely had any involvement with the development. That's just people who are ill-informed and they just follow grifters. That's what happens. But at the end of the day, what happens? South of Midnight still won an award. So eat that. But, you had Double Fine. They were making passion project games. You also had Undead Labs sitting there not doing anything for 7 years until just recently. So, Microsoft came back and was like, listen, we gave you guys some money to buy these games. We know Phil's not here, but this is what's up. We've been keeping tabs on these guys. Undead Labs that make State of Decay, great. They make games, but they haven't made a game in like 7-8 years. What you gonna do about it, Asha? Compulsion Games, South of Midnight won an award, but they ain't making enough sales. What you gonna do about that, Asha? Besides South of Midnight, what have they done? Double Fine, they made Psychonauts 2. That was a great game, but apart from that, all they want to do is side projects. What you gonna do about that, Asha? So it looked like Asha was really just sitting there like, damn, they want me to make some moves. And honestly, Satya ain't lying. Y'all didn't do shit. So I'm not gonna go penalize Blizzard or penalize anybody else that we picked up or all the other studios that are doing shit when you guys, I'm looking across the board, you haven't done anything in 7-8 years. You don't really make big games. You just want to make passion projects. You over there, Arcane, you've been flopping left and right, so we don't know what to expect from you guys, even though you guys are saying you're making Blade. So you know what? We just gonna let you guys go on your own and figure it out. So that's what they did. The problem is now, because they were doing the reset, it wasn't just these studios that were going to be affected, because Asha also stated they were laying 3,200 employees off at Xbox, 1,600 starting today, another 1,600 within the year. Microsoft reported in total that we were laying off 4,800 employees. So 1,200, or I should say 1,800 would come from Microsoft themselves, the software side and whatnot, and 3,200 would be coming from Xbox. So they already laid off the 1,600. There's another 1,600 to be laid off. But the studios that were also affected because of these layoffs were id Software, Obsidian. There was also it wasn't Blizzard. It was ZeniMax Studios, the one that gave us Elder Scrolls Online, and Bethesda. So this is more so, I guess, the Bethesda side of things. So the Bethesda deal that they did to buy ZeniMax and Bethesda and id Software, those studios got affected. And it sucks because id Software actually just dropped the DLC for Doom, The Dark Ages. And now that team is kind of gutted, but they still have enough people to make more Doom games. But it's just like, maybe they should have waited after the fact of the DLC dropping to see how it performs before they made that decision with id Software, because they're also a team or a studio that relies on their own proprietary game engine to make games, the Doom games. Obsidian now, they said they weren't really affected by the layoffs, which is a positive, I guess. Maybe they just had too much staff. Bethesda, I don't know what it looks like with Bethesda because it's a lot broader. Like I said, Arcane was a part of Bethesda. They got divested from Bethesda and they were shipped out. They're under new management, I guess. And the other studio, ZeniMax Online, the one that makes Elder Scrolls Online, they were gutted, I think, as well. So now they're saying they got to revisit the roadmap for Elder Scrolls Online and I guess change things up, because now they're saying, reports have come out from insiders at the studio, they're saying that they cannot push out the content at the same pace that they once could because of all the employees they had to work on this game. So that's, I guess, I don't know. I guess that's a wrench for those players, because I mean, they were expecting great things because the last update was great. It brought a lot of players back, but now content's going to be slowly coming in. I don't think they're doing the Arc Raiders route where they're doing 2 upgrades a year, or 2 updates a year, but this is now going to be in smaller increments.
From what I hear, some of the layoffs were middle management. That I heard there was like almost 17 layers of middle management of verification for like a game process. So like, let's say, a game developer makes something, they would have to go through 17 layers of middle management before it could get approved and stuff. So it seems like they're cutting some of the staff in that regard.
It was a lot of
a lot of fluff. Yes.
Yeah.
So
sounds like a lot of fat to me, but at the end of the day, it's still
$3,200. That's a lot of people, though. We can't just gloss over that.
That's why some games might be so expensive, because they just got a bunch of people
collecting
not really doing anything. So they can get money, like a money making scheme. All right, I'll just send you to the next person, and then you call him.
To me. You go to him before you come to me. If my cousin
end up shit.
You know what I mean?
The company, $1 billion game, you're spending so much on the game, come out with a mediocre product. Like you look at, dang, the Double A studio came out with a game that was the same quality or better, and it's like, how does that happen?
Why? Because they ain't paying 17 guys the same freaking salary.
to do nothing. So she it sucks. I know a lot of people are paying attention to like the layoffs and stuff. Nobody wants to see people get laid off, but sometimes people get laid off for a reason. Any other industry, you never hear nobody talk about layoffs. Like, all right, they laid off 50 people at McDonald's. Sometimes the motherfucker got fired at McDonald's because they were getting your order wrong every time. You know what I'm saying? Or they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. So
you know what I hate about this bad press about these layoffs too is the fact that they never talk about the good. How Xbox goes out of their way to look out for some of these studios so they're not just gone or closed down. Like they try to get someone to buy them up. And we've seen this in the past before. They had what's that game? Hi-Fi Rush. They made sure Krafton came in and bought that studio so they didn't shut down. They also did that for 5 other studios who potentially could have shut down, but now they can continue to work and make these games either independently because they gave them some funds to continue working on whatever they wanted to do, or they made a deal and new management came in and gobbled them up. So as much as people want to say, oh, Xbox is laying off all these people, it's like, bro, we also have to take some good with it. They also made sure that some of these studios survived, and the layoffs that did happen, a lot of it was the fat. They had to trim the fat. During COVID, Microsoft was reported along with Google to have over ridiculous amount of staff. During the time of COVID, Microsoft had over 100,000 people employed. That's a lot of people. For the last 6 years, they've been trimming fat. They made some plays to acquire other people, and they've also acquired fat along with it. So they have to continually trim fat to get to a place where they're efficient and they can operate to where they're not wasting any money. Because Microsoft, even though they make a lot of money, they still waste money like everybody else.
Also, some of the game studios they came out with, they have, they make good games, so maybe they make games that aren't at quite up to par to the quality that Xbox wants them to be made. So that's part of it too. And so they kind of let them go. It's like, hey, we're going to let you make your games, because then I think that's fair, because you buying a studio and now all of a sudden they got to be like a quadruple A studio. Make some of the studios don't have the capability to be triple or quadruple A. So hey, let them go ahead and make the games they're gonna make, and so yeah, I think it's actually good that some of those purchases got released back into the wild. So but yeah, I think one of the best things is potentially Halo getting sold into Activision. So potentially bringing, maybe Halo back to life. We'll see what happens with that.
Wait, you said Halo got sold to Activision?
Or that, the people that make Call of Duty. I think that's Activision, right?
Hold on, that doesn't even make sense. So they moved from one side of Xbox to the other side of Xbox?
Yep. So
I don't mind.
So they're not with 343, right?
No, they're rebranding themselves as Halo Studios. So I guess now they're under the Activision umbrella. Honestly, I don't mind. Y'all been on some bullshit. I said y'all should have got shut down. But
potentially Halo, yeah, there's some talks that they're gonna have Activision handle the Halo series moving forward.
Yeah, Halo Studios been on that bullshit. You know what? Get rid of. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to advocate for this, but shit, them Halo Studios personnel, they gotta go. Get another group of management to buy them out too, cause they ain't even making a good Halo in a minute, bro.
Yeah, Halo Studios, they had Halo. Didn't they have hella chances to make a fire game?
Yep, they had a chance with 4, they had a chance with 5, and with Infinite, man.
Infinite, there was so many leadership changes. There was they had no direction.
And you on your 4th one, like, come on, man.
I think Xbox, well, not Xbox, Activision, they I think they got some talent, because at least with the Call of Duty games that might get redundant, a lot of the Call of Duty games have something that's quality in it, whether it's the gameplay mechanics, the movement, the graphics, So I think if they, put those talents that
You know
are
what? I think
with Activision on the Halo game, it actually could be something
I
special or
low-key
something
think the
good.
guys that made Doom should have been the ones to be able to make Halo, because then they could flip flop between the games, obviously. But then I think in terms of everybody there, there's like two studios that really know gunplay. Is id Software with the guys that make Doom, obviously Coalition that make Gears, but then there's also the Activision guys. So if you just want Activision to just make Call of Duty, you can let that happen. But you could have
But
gave id
what I
Software
hear,
that
they're
chance.
dialing back on making Call of Duty games every year. So this is might be the perfect
Good.
opportunity for Activision to do something new.
Yeah, every 3 year, every 4 years you drop a Halo game. The next 4 years you drop a COD game. Do that. Switch it up. We don't need COD every year. We used to have COD every 4 years. I don't know what happened to that.
Yeah, I guess what the last thing I'll say about it is with this reset that they're doing, they better turn the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
so,
see. Your girl Queen Asha, put the big boy pants on. We'll see.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are kind of getting on Asha right now, and I'm not saying she's like did
Man,
everything perfect
I
so
know you ain't
far.
gonna talk bad about her because that's your queen right there, man. Man, you
no,
got
his queen was the girl that got fired. What's Phil Spencer?
Sarah Bond.
Sarah Bond, man. They did it dirty.
Nano, is that true?
I mean, I didn't really talk about Sarah Bond like that, so I would be hard pressed to say she was my queen. But
Okay,
you
so
know,
Kayla was projected. So Kayla was on Sarah Bond. Okay.
Yeah, you caught me. You caught me.
hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that though. But you know, I still feel like Asha got a lot that she could like show off, and I don't know. If Xbox is gonna do a reset like they said, they gonna have to do something, man. They gotta show some fire over the next couple of years, man.
I'm not gonna
Gotta
lie.
get
I
in
have
people's
some
good
faith,
graces.
Nano, because from all the reports, when every report that comes out and they're talking about Asha, it seems like there's some legitimacy behind it, because every time they mention something about Asha, the week after it comes out true. So I'm thinking about the times where there was articles talking about Asha saying she wants to make sure they fund big games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. I think Asha's really in her bag right now, and she's like, "Listen, I'm about to reset this shit, and you guys don't even know what's gonna happen until it hits you." And I honestly believe, at first I didn't believe in her because she was not a gamer. Her gamer score was 0, and then she started playing games earlier this year. But now, after the moves I've been seeing, I'm starting to believe she knows what she's doing, which is crazy because, mind you, she came from Instacart.
You
This is
know,
grocery
she's
retail.
cooking, bro. She's cooking.
Yeah, she went from grocery retail to gaming.
You
I didn't
know,
think that would translate well, but it looks like she knows what she's doing.
I mean, supposedly there's a rumor, a Destiny style Halo MMO coming from Microsoft.
What the hell? You
Mm.
saying she bought Bungie now?
I'm just saying that there's been talks that Xbox been wanting a Destiny style Halo. I mean,
But who's gonna make it? It's definitely not Halo Studios.
all the ex devs from Bungie that Microsoft can hire. Who said that?
After they just fired all these people, I don't know, man.
Hey, I mean, who better to make raids and everything for a Halo game than the people that made it for Destiny, which is also heavily influenced by Halo.
I don't know how they would make a Halo MMO though.
You don't think it would work? I mean, Destiny technically is a Halo MMO if you really think about it.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, it could. It just depends on how the execution is.
Because I'm not really trying to sit there putting 1,000 bullets into my enemies.
Oh,
That's the one thing I hate about shooter
Sammy,
MMOs.
Sammy.
And
I
they're not even a
mean,
boss.
do you expect the boss to only have 2 HP?
Well, if it's a boss, I don't mind, but we talking about henchmen here. I'm putting 100 bullets in a henchman's.
You must be playing Divisions or some shit, because that doesn't happen.
Toxic's like, no.
Yeah. Well, you know, hopefully they turn up, man. Like I said.
So apart from all the reset news that Xbox had been going through, there was also some news that made light talking about the franchise of Rise, Son of Rome. Currently, there's a sequel under development right now from the people that gave us the Cry engine. Or I guess, what was that game? If your PC couldn't run it back then, your PC wasn't
Right, Crisis.
Yeah, Crisis.
Crisis Core.
So the people that make Crisis Core, what?
Wasn't Crisis like
a tech demo? Yeah.
Yeah,
but they made it
like
into a gaming franchise, a 3-part game, I guess.
Yeah, wasn't Crisis one of those games where like when it came out, it looked like super good visually or something like that?
And people would run with the meme where if your PC couldn't run Crisis, then you couldn't run nothing. But the funny thing was, no PC could run Crisis because Crisis was just demanding. It was just a tech demo, and then they turned it into a series, a 3-part series. But the people that gave us Crisis and have their proprietary engine, the Cry engine, they made Rise, Son of Rome, the Xbox, I guess, Roman sequel, or not sequel, series. Jesus, I can't talk today. And there was some news that came out recently saying that, Xbox actually wanted Rise to be, the answer to Assassin's Creed. But the issue that occurred was when Xbox went to the table and they asked for the IP, they were like, no, we don't want to sell you the IP. We want to make the games that we have with our own IP. So nothing really happened with the series for so long now that they're making a sequel. But do you think that would have been a serious threat to Assassin's Creed had Xbox got the IP?
No.
Why do you say that,
Assassin's Creed?
I guess at the
one
time,
instead of it trying to be its own game, it's trying to be their version of Assassin's Creed. I think that issue.
No, I don't think they were trying to be Assassin's Creed. I think they were trying to compete with Assassin's Creed.
Because, I don't know, because I'm hearing
from the background that I heard about this being a series, they were trying to make it where like, okay, the first game's in Rome, the next game could be in Greece, the third game could be in Egypt. So they were trying to do like the whole mythos thing before Assassin's Creed
like
really
God of War
thing. Yeah. So before anyone else jumped onto it, they were going to try and do that with the franchise. And because they said no, they weren't going to sell the IP to Xbox, nothing really happened with the game for so long until recently. And the sequel, from my knowledge, is going to be in a different location. So it looks like they're following that path anyways, even though it's a bit late.
Oh, man.
And at the time, remember, Assassin's Creed was trying to do this thing. So Xbox is like, at the time, this is the game that's going to be the one to compete with Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed was the only thing that was doing that at this time. So I think that's why Xbox was looking at it as the answer to Assassin's Creed. But Caleb, you're saying no. Nano, what are you saying?
Also, Assassin's Creed has multiple games like back to back to back. So like it has a catalog of games.
I think Assassin's Creed will still be what it is now, honestly.
It's hard for one game to compete with a game that has a huge catalog and history of games over time, and then say, yeah, you're gonna compete.
Apparently, that Black Flag remake that they made is actually doing pretty. Is people fucking with it?
I'm not surprised. Let's not act like we're brand new here, because Black Flag was the best-selling game in the entire franchise, and
Really, I didn't
For,
know that.
for them to go back to that and just remake it, I mean, what do you think it was gonna do?
Get more
Better
people who
numbers.
didn't play it into the game. I might actually play the game. 'Cause I never played any Assassin's Creed, but I do like the concept of. No, I'm a Prince of Persia head. You know, they be
Yeah, but you could have played
reallocating.
Assassin's Creed as well. It was just as fire. Damn, Caleb.
I don't have to play both. Shoot, I'm biased, not playing. I think Prince of Persia is better. Prince of Persia is better.
Bruh, Cosmic just DM me. He's like, so far I managed to get a digital copy of COD Black Ops 2 on PlayStation. We know he wasn't fighting for the cause.
He was probably with Gameloft when they were talking about, oh yeah, you got to pay for the Golden Pass now. He's like, I just paid for mine day one.
Oh man, we know if you are part of any coalition, just know Cosmic ain't on.
Just know he's the ops. Do not let him in on the juice because he'll snitch.
Okay, to play devil's advocate, which I wouldn't say digital is necessarily devil, but to play devil's advocate, for some people who buy only digital, it's very convenient. You know, you ain't got to go out nowhere to buy it. You just sit in your house, click the button, boom, takes the money out. Now you have the game, download it, boom. So it is more convenient. So for some people, that's all they do. You know,
it saves money for the company as well. They don't have to print this.
So,
but you know, I've been a physical warrior this time, man.
Yeah, because some people like the midnight releases just for like the event. They like going out doing something. Oh, you know, standing out in front of the door when midnight, then the game releases and all of that. But with everything being digital now, that ain't gonna happen. Don't see nobody lining up for the new game.
There's a lot of shit I used to like. I used to like watching E3. We don't got that no more.
Bro,
I just think it's changing the times.
Bro, steel books, bro. Steel book covers.
See, now, I think the only way you'll get these shits now is when you get the collector's edition. They're going to be like limited supply.
Sucks because I got so many fire steel book covers, man. It's not even funny. They look so nice, man.
At this point, just invest in the collector's edition.
Sometimes the collector's edition be too much, like $200-$300 for a statue and shit.
I don't be buying all that.
Nah, bro.
Man.
Like the items, like for instance, Sonic Racing Crossroads,
man.
I got the deluxe edition for Sonic, but I didn't get the collector's edition. Even though the collector's edition had a dope ass statue, you know, with the card Sonic and Shadow.
Let me just say that
it was dope. But am I gonna pay $200 for that? Damn near a console for one game? Nah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I know Sammy and Andrew be buying their collector's edition, but
I've actually never bought a collector's edition yet.
Oh really?
This man got 50,000 Funko Pops on the back of his wall. Well,
hell no. But yeah,
he got all the collector.
I guess apart from that little, side news from, Microsoft or Xbox about Rise Son of Rome, we do have some more gaming news. I know we did mention it in the previous couple of episodes of Dragon's Dogma getting its own expansion, but there were some more details that dropped about the expansion itself that Capcom released. I think it's because recently Capcom had like an event going on, and then the developers got to talk about the games in depth. Is that true, Nano?
I think so. I didn't watch it though.
Because I know usually, some of these publishers have their events after like Xbox or PlayStation, Nintendo, the Summer Games Fest. So I think Capcom was hosting their own thing, and they were talking about some of their franchises. And it just so happened that one of the franchises that had some light shined on them was Dragon's Dogma. So I got some news about it. there's potentially a Switch 2 version coming out because they already were in the testings for the game going over the Switch, and it apparently runs well. With the Dark Arisen DLC now, it adds 25 plus more hours of content after nearly 2 years in development. So essentially what had happened was they dropped the game, they went radio silent because the minute they dropped the game, they started working on Dark Arisen, the DLC. So that is why they never heard, the community never heard shit, and they were just worried the entire time. Only to find out these guys were on top of business from day one, which is awesome. So there was a conversation or an interview between the devs, and they made it clear what had happened. So one of the things that everyone got, I guess, addressed on was the fact that the radio silence was just like deafening. Like for a whole ass 2 years, people were trying to get in touch with them, big content creators for the game or the franchises, and it came to one point where it felt like the big content creators for Dragon's Dogma were just making speculations and rumors about, oh, this is coming, that's coming. But lo and behold, the developers the entire time were like, yeah, there's probably some shit to that, because low key we're actually working on the game. So the director, Kinoshita, mentioned in, Capcom's Spotlight presentation, the project's concept is to deliver new adventures in Dragon Dogma 2, filled with things players have yet to see, while offering higher playability and accessibility. And then the interviewer asked, that means the project has been in development for quite a long time now? And then Oyama said, yes, we've been working on it for just under 2 years. So Kinoshita also tagged onto that and said, after my God, I can't talk. After Dragon's Dogma 2 launched, we received all sorts of feedback from players, and we felt that addressing that concern needed to come first. So for the first 6 months after release, we continued making improvements, using players' voices as both motivation and means to reflect, while also thinking about what should come next for the game. As a result, our efforts were primarily focused on title updates during that period. So they dropped the game, and then for 6 months, they were looking at feedback from the community, and they were fixing the game in that time. After that 6 months, they were working on DLC. So for all those content creators that were talking about, oh, there's shit coming to the game, and people were saying, oh man, you guys are just talking shit, they were right. Not that I was one of those people, because I just knew they were going to drop DLC for the game. I mean, like, if you dropped the first game with DLC, why wouldn't you do that for the second game? And I felt like, because I saw the reviews and them talking about there was no real end game, I was like, this sounds like what happened to the first game, where Dragon's Dogma released and there was no end game, and then they dropped Dark Arisen and then there was an end game, and it was ridiculous. And people were saying, yo, you get to the part of the game where you're towards the end and all the mobs are kind of similar, there's no varieties. Wait till Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen 2 drops, then come back and tell me what you said earlier, because I know for a fact you ain't gonna say the same shit. Because what these guys just said was that they wanted to emphasize on the replayability of hack and slash gameplay loop. So that means they're going to apply new challenges to the dungeons. The new dungeons that are coming in to the game with this DLC, they're making changes to where you can't expect what you've been expecting throughout the entire gameplay of the base game. Shit's going to be hard. They're going to be applying skill gaps or skill ceilings for players that have been veterans to the game since launch. So if you think you can just come in here and fight a boss solo without any pawns the first time, nah, bro. You're going to have to learn to fight the boss with the pawns the first time and then figure out how you can fight it solo, because nothing's going to be easy. This DLC is what they're saying is going to be somewhat similar to the first game's DLC in terms of end game content. And they said 25 plus hours. So that sounds about right. It sounds like you're going to be dying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, for me, It's funny because when the game first came out, I actually was thinking about getting it, but I decided after hearing some of the critiques, I'm gonna hold off. And it looks like the DLC is gonna come out, and I'm gonna see what people say. And if people rave about it, I might consider getting it on a sale.
Well, I'll tell you this, Nano. I've already bought the deluxe edition when the game came out for my birthday. And this is when the game launched, mind you. I didn't play it though. Now that the DLC is coming out, you'll hear my review.
Okay.
You'll hear my review for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think about, Caleb?
Hey,
Does
we
this
might get
scratch
the
the itch for
deluxe.
you?
We might get the deluxe edition for $29.99 on sale. So hey, that's usually what they do. They come out some new content, come on sale. But no, I think at some point I do want to get Dragon's Dogma. I damn near spent so much time in the character creator. I got to utilize these pawns I have.
I will say, while you wait, might as well get the first game. It's that good. You'll know what to expect for this second game. Yes, sir. And that that game be always going on sale for like $5 to $10. So next time you see a Capcom sale, look for that game. But there's been some more news in the RPG genre, and it's Crimson Desert, arguably Game of the Year this year. So apparently there's some rumors for a Switch 2 port. I don't know how that's going to work. Good luck to you Switch users. But there's also talks about the multiplayer again. So the Big Kahuna, the CEO, mentioned how, they actually have been looking into multiplayer. Crazy, right? They said that adding multiplayer to the game would give the game some new life and more replayability. But they've been looking at, for Crimson Desert. But also they've been looking at ways to tackle the game in terms of feasibility, meaning they needed a way to implement the multiplayer through stability and use of servers. So they've been actually, I guess, in the background kind of testing this out. I don't know if they're doing like co-op and they're testing this out or looking at ways to implement the multiplayer. Like I said earlier on, when this was first like rumored or speculated, I said technically they shouldn't run into any issues because they have one of the most popular MMOs right now, which is Black Desert Online. And for those of you who don't know, Crimson Desert is actually the prequel to Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online is the sequel in the series. So for them to add multiplayer to this game, I don't think it's necessarily hard for them.
Yeah, man. It's almost sounding like I should just wait for them to add multiplayer to the game.
Man, Nano, just hop in the game already, bro. You over there playing Staros, and you could be playing this majestic game. Give your life away for a minute, bro.
Like I said, I plan on playing the game before the year is done, man, because usually when it comes to like games that could be in the game of the year conversation, I like to be kind of experienced with what's going up in contention. So
you better start from now then. You know how much time you gonna have to sink in?
I mean, I think I got like 2 more games I want to play, and then I might start it.
You playing with fire. Game Awards is coming up soon. What about you, Caleb?
Yeah.
You about to get into this?
What? Crimson?
Yeah, I know you like a challenge.
Eventually. Well, yeah, I got a backlog I got to get to. But I think I'll get to it at some point. I think as I dial down some of the competitive games that are just endless, I'll have more time to, play some of those games. Those good single players.
Okay. Well, in some positive news, it turned out to be positive. EA Sports College Football 27 was set to release. It's already out now and available to be played, but it was set to release, a couple of weeks back, and a big content creator for the franchise, being Bordeaux, did a partnership with EA to talk about the game and cover the game. And, a lot of people were reviewing the game early that had a partnership with EA and got the inside juice. And some of them discovered that in order to, progress your, I guess, single player character in the offline mode or whatever, you had to like pay for microtransactions. So that was a big controversy that was in the community. A lot of people said, don't even.
Dookie.
Yep. A lot of people were saying, don't even buy the game if that's the case. They locked sliders behind microtransactions as well. Weird. Don't give 2K any ideas because, if this happens with 2K, ain't gonna be no silver lining.
Having to pay money to upgrade your created character is crazy.
A lot of people
pay money for fucking sliders.
Found this out. I'm telling you, a lot of people found this out, and EA was catching a lot of flack. Bordeaux got to the point where he put out a video and he said, he's done covering the game. He doesn't even care if he loses any points with EA. He doesn't care if he doesn't get invited to do anything with them anymore or they contact him. He was like, I got to stand on business, and I'm glad he did, because not only him, but a lot of other content creators stood by him, and they got this overturned before the game launched. So now
the consumer dollars
deal with the microtransactions.
Too many people are okay with just accepting these shitty practices, not realizing your dollar holds value. And if as a community y'all be like, no, we're not going for this, the company will have no choice but to redact whatever they did. This is what we've been trying to say with people in Speedstorm, but people just are so willing to accept whatever garbage that they do. They're going to continue to do. So
yeah,
I think this
is trying to boycott and shit. I remember that.
Yeah, if everybody was to, that's what happened to Apex Legends. Apex Legends,
I was about to bring
they were going to do the Speedstorm thing where they split the battle pass in two, basically making people pay twice. The community protested as a community, and guess what? They redacted the what's called the battle pass changes. So it's just I'm glad that they put their foot down and came together. Cause the ball and gun gamers are kind of notorious for not having a backbone when it comes to that type of stuff. So I'm glad they were like, all right, no.
You know what? I'm excited because this is now the second game under EA's banner where this shit has happened and there was success with a revolt. That means that not only does the community care, but EA also cares. I know we give them bad flack, and justly so, but at the end of the day, it seems like they do care to some degree. I can't say that about 2K. 2K is just different. It's another entity, but at least with EA, they're trying. They've been trying with Battlefield. Battlefield 6 was the best shooter in a while. It surpassed Call of Duty for the time being. They've been trying with the whole Apex situation that happened earlier than that. Now they've been trying here again with college football. You're just hoping that, some changes can happen to the mainline Madden game and maybe the FIFA game. Let's not just stop right there. Let's continue moving forward and bringing positive changes to these games that are sorely needed. Maybe the competition will see this and be like, oh shit, they're making even more money now because they made these changes. Let's make changes ourselves.
Yeah, man, see what happens. At the end of the day, no matter what business it is, the consumer always has the power, bro.
Yep.
The thing is people got to understand that every business, they need your money.
Exactly.
Like they need our money.
They can't pay themselves.
Yeah. So if everybody could come to a collective and make decisions for the consumer, everything would be all right, man. Everybody just has to realize the power that the consumer has, man.
Essentially, what these companies are doing are shit tests, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's their right of saying, okay, what can we get away with within the market? And that's, but they're saying what they can get away with. But at some point, you got to be like, all right, you ain't gonna get away with. So, I think a lot more. I think people are finally waking up. Be like, all right, like, okay, we got to draw a line.
You said that, Caleb, because this lets me know who would let their girls get away with some shit? I got
A lot of them, yeah, they gonna take her back mid cheating, and they gonna apologize for getting cheated on, bro. Like you got some people there,
But yeah, that's a positive note in the gaming industry. On another note, I guess we do have to cover some sour news, or I guess good news, depending on how you take it. So, there's been an announcement made recently for Mario Kart World Tour is shutting down.
yes. Clap hands. Okay, so Mario Kart Tour came out during a time where there was like a lot of mobile games that were blowing up. There was Pokemon Go, Mario Kart. The idea of being able to play Mario Kart on the phone with friends across the world, it was a great concept, but it ended up just being a greed machine. Where they wanted you to pay $10 or $20 for 200cc, and you have to pay for every costume and every character. It was kind of like a Disney Speedstorm version of Mario Kart monetarily. It was the greediest Nintendo's ever gotten with a game. That kind of drew me away from it. It's just way too pricey. They saw that, mobile games are the future, and they saw what, mobile companies were getting away with in the market, and they thought that, hey, yeah, we can get away with it too. And I think maybe like for the first year people played, but once they realized, kind of like the cash grab it was.
The gotcha game.
Yeah, the gotcha game, people just said, fuck, I'll just play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe until the next Mario Kart comes out. Because
which
yeah,
they did.
That mug was a scam. So I'm glad it got shut down. But this also is a conversation about game preservation, digital versus physical, because what this ends up meaning is a lot of people who spent money on Mario Kart Tour, where they were forced to if you want to unlock anything, their money essentially just went up in flames and all for nothing. They're not getting their money back. So now they spent all hundreds of dollars, however much money they spent on Mario Kart Tour, and they can't play it. So 10 years from now, they can't play it. Like all of that money was for nothing. It's basically for them. Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, Caleb, that's with every live service game that you'll buy or buy into, I should say. Like Disney Speedstorm. Imagine that shuts down today. Angel spent how much money in that game? It'll be gone.
Yeah, but I think people expect a Mario Kart because every single other Mario Kart lasts forever. And Mario Kart 64, you go to some arcade, some people like have them retro game arcade. You can play Mario Kart 64, at your local bar. So people probably assume, hey, as long as I got a cell phone, I'll be able to play Mario Kart Tour forever. But nope. Which shows that Mario Kart Tour wasn't successful as Nintendo thought it was going to be. So I'm happy with the Nintendo community and not supporting that game, because it didn't deserve to be supported the way it was monetized. I think some people were scared that the next Mario Kart console game was gonna take from Mario Kart Tour and start charging for. But then again, now that I think about it, Mario Kart World doesn't have 200cc. Ooh, maybe that's why they charging for it. They're like, "Oh, you want 200cc? You have to pay for it." But nah,
are they slowly updating Mario Kart World?
Yeah, maybe eventually, because I think with Mario Kart 8, because a lot of people they call it Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I think on the original Mario Kart 8, that was on the Wii U, I believe, or the Wii, it didn't have 200cc, but the deluxe version did. So maybe in a future update they'll add 200cc to Mario Kart World or Mario Kart Tour. My bad. But yeah, it's Tour. I mean, how do you guys feel about Tour shutting down?
Okay, so
I'm not losing sleep.
So I'm not losing sleep, but kind of like what you said, Caleb, it does, go to show like, hey man, when when you play these live service games and everything, you know, just remember it could get taken away from
expiry
you.
date.
Yep. So
Rocket Arena, that's gone. Just so many I could learn.
Make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just shows a big IP like Mario could even last a live service with bad monetization practices. So I think these game companies need to learn from that. Like, hey, You
And,
might have
and
nostalgia and like these characters. We're going to go so far.
and I'm actually a Mario Kart fan, but for some reason, I'll just look at Mario Kart Tour, and I don't know, it didn't feel like a typical Mario Kart game. So I don't
What
know.
was cool?
It
Yeah,
didn't.
they added a bunch of random ramps on some of the maps and stuff. But I think what was good about it was like I think they brought back unique items from Mario Kart, the GameCube or Double Dash. So there were some things that were cool about it. Like you had unique items, which should have been in Tour, which should have been in 8. You had different outfits you could get for different characters. But I mean, they got some outfits in Mario Kart World, so I think they took a little bit of that from Tour. Adding outfits for characters. But
Did they have it set up like on the character selection screen like they did in Mario Kart World? Cause that shit is trash.
I'm not 100% on that, but I know that. But the only downside is you have to pay for those outfits. Imagine playing Mario Kart World and you pay for each outfit for each character. That's essentially what Tour was.
Yikes.
Trash. I mean, did you like the driving mechanics?
For a
That's
phone,
mobile
it's
games
alright,
for you.
but, I would just rather just put in the GameCube controller and play Mario Kart 8.
And I'm not gonna lie, Caleb, it's actually a good thing that this game is getting discontinued because had it been super popular and still been making money, I feel like it would take them, they might, try to end up making another mobile Mario Kart game and stuff. And realistically, we want them to make things like Mario Kart 8 in
Yeah.
world if it's good. Like we want them to make a better world. But really with the Mario Kart games, people gravitate towards not the mobile pay for stuff Mario Kart.
Yeah, and I think
It's a whole bunch of other games already that you have to pay for stuff. Don't let Mario Kart be one of them.
I just feel like it's a waste of development time with Mario Kart Tour when they could have been putting all of those after Mario Kart 8, people wanted another Mario Kart, but instead of giving us Mario Kart 9, they wasted those development time to make a greedy mobile game. So I think that kind of held back the next Mario Kart, and then I think once Mario Kart World came out, people were just like there was really no reason to play Tour at that point because people had gotten that new Mario Kart fixing that they wanted. So.
Pretty much, man. I mean, I never played Tour, but hey,
I tried it out for like a good month. I just couldn't play because, well, I could play, but I just didn't want to play because I'm gonna wait like 30 minutes to do a race.
I was big in Mario Kart.
Like, come on.
My bad. I was big in Mario Kart 8. I was doing tournaments. I was playing the game all the time just because I enjoyed it. And so when Tour came out, the moment I realized I had to pay for a battle pass and I had to pay for 200cc and I had to pay for features that were free in the console version of the game, that's when I was just like, I deleted it. You know what I mean?
yep, it was crazy. Guess we can get on to our next topic.
Yes, sir. So apart from the gaming news, we do have entertainment news. So, the biggest icon of all time, Michael Jackson, his movie is on the rise. It's closing in on $1 billion at the box office. What y'all think about that, man?
That's Michael Jackson. I mean,
the
he's
GOAT.
selling out freaking concerts. I mean, it sounds like some Michael Jackson number. It sounds right. It sounds about right.
Apparently, with this, if it crosses the $1 billion mark, it'll be the first biopic to do so.
And Michael Jackson will be the guy to do it.
Who else? Who else are they gonna do a biopic on that's bigger than Michael Jackson? They should have those numbers. He was the biggest superstar ever. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
I remember when they used to say Michael Jackson money. This is what they mean.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not surprised because you know everybody know how much of a megastar MJ was, and what the movie. I haven't watched the movie, but I've heard people have been loving the movie. I heard the movie also helped push some more of Michael Jackson's music.
Yes, pushing to the
So,
top charts on Spotify again.
yep. So that just goes to show you, man, like MJ, there's like famous people and then there's famous people. MJ is literally like one of the most famous people in existence,
Yep.
bro.
I swear to God, anybody with the initials MJ in their name is just built different.
Destined for greatness.
Yep.
Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mary Jane. Who else?
B. Jordan.
Except for if you're like a stripper named MJ, bro. That don't count. But you know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe you are destined for greatness. You never know, man. Michael Jordan, that dude. Michael B. Jordan, that dude. Michael Jackson, that dude.
I know a lot of people.
Magic
Mary
Johnson.
Yeah, Magic Johnson.
Magic
Yeah.
Johnson. You know, it's a lot going on with MJ.
Mary Jane. People love their Mary Jane.
That's true. Plus, wasn't Mary Jane from Spider-Man Mary Jane?
Yeah.
Hey,
The girl.
fucking with her.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I don't know. Maybe if you got a son, maybe you'd want to name him, you know. Well, I don't know if your last name's not. It doesn't have
It ain't Jay. I'm sorry. I'm not one of the Jacksons.
Can't get that infinite cheat glitch.
I will say though, shout out to the Jackson family and the estate. They did a good job with this movie.
I know there are some people who are trying to, you know, criticize, because his nephew played it. Because, you know, a lot of the Michael Jackson impersonators wanted to play Michael.
That was his nephew.
At the end of the day, you an impersonator. This is blood.
Yeah, that's one of his
bro.
siblings. That's one of his siblings'
He
kids.
look like him more than you will look like him. He got the DNA.
I mean, it sounded like he played the role pretty good.
Yeah,
So
he
I'll
knows
take
his uncle. Because you know the impersonators, you know, I spent all the money to look like Michael.
Oh, I did see that. I did see that.
Some of them think they Michael Jackson. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
come on, man. No, y'all need to chill.
Shout out, man. I mean, I know
If anything,
y'all.
they should have been using their platform to support the movie and the nephew, but look what it turned into.
Just because they might look like Michael doesn't mean they share his values or represent what he represents. You know, I think Michael, you know, cared about his community, and some of the impersonators don't. So, because they're not even the same ethnicity. So, but yeah, that's a whole different combo. But
I mean, shout out. I know y'all seen that little thing Juicy got going on with the Michael Jackson, the Jackson kids when they were younger or something.
Oh, Drewski, act like Joe Jackson. Yeah, stop singing. Yeah, that was funny.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, I don't know if that's like a serious thing or like if that's like just something like troll shit Drewski doing, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's just like a short troll he does. You know, he does a little skit shorts or whatever.
Well, hey, I don't know where he got them damn kids from. Well, man, they was good, bro.
Shout out to the kids, man. Shout out to the kids.
You're like, Joe, can we get some ice cream after this? And then they start running. Oh my gosh, man. Shout out, man. Shout out Michael Jackson, man.
Yeah. R.I.P. to the legend.
Yes,
But
sir.
that's not the only news in terms of, you know, movies. In the anime world, you know, one of the big threes might be potentially getting a movie going on, which is Naruto. How y'all feel about that? They started the global casting calls.
I just hope the casting they actually look like the characters and not like some Dragon Ball Evolution.
I'll say this. If you need an extra for the Hidden Cloud, I'm your guy. Sammy is available. All right.
Maybe they can actually make them Japanese and not a bunch of, you know,
white actors. You know, everybody want to talk about woke and race swapping. You know,
Dragon Ball Evolution Part 2.
Yeah, I'm like Goku. No, that is not Goku, bro. That is
He turns around as a white guy.
that is Trent. That is Trent. You know what I'm saying? That is not Goku. They didn't even have the hair, nothing. But yeah. So I mean, if they can get the casting right, you know, with Konoha, you know, hopefully it'll be good, and hopefully I want to see live action be able to push some of the special effects and fight scenes the way anime's kind of been pushing up their animation. If they can replicate some of the Naruto fights in live action, I'll be impressed. But I think what I care about the casting is. I hope the casting is done well, where they look, you know, Rock Lee and Guy and Sasuke and Kiba, and I hope all of those kids, you know, they find some lookalikes or some characters that fit that role. And then I also hope that the fight scene, because Naruto, end of the day, it's a fighting show. It's all about the ninjutsu. It's all about the combat of ninjas and villages and your jutsu versus my jutsu and training and all of that. So hopefully the action is good. I don't want it to be like some freaking, you know, Hollywood low budget movie where they just switching the camera angle a million times to stimulate action. No, I need some real fighting going on, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully they can get that going. But who's going to be doing it? I know Netflix. See, that's the thing. It's companies like it's all Mario versus Sonic, Naruto, One Piece. So One Piece got a live action. Now Naruto coming with some live action. So, but here's the thing: if you look,
it's good. Like I hope
there's a lot of,
I hope it's executed well.
saying there's a lot of live action plays, so they have like some Naruto plays. And I will say the casting for the Naruto plays is pretty spot on. So
Apparently, Lionsgate is doing it, and the Shang-Chi director, Destin Daniel Cretton, is behind it.
Is the dude who made Naruto, is he like overseeing it?
I don't think so.
Kishimoto,
The feature adaptation has been fully blessed by original. It's been blessed, but he's involved with it. Okay.
okay, so he should get it right.
Because
Hopefully,
that played a big factor in.
Hold on. So apparently, the casting call indicates the story will likely focus on Naruto Shippuden era instead of the original 12-year-old timeline. So this is not. Damn. So
maybe they'll use it the original as like a flashback.
Yeah, they'll probably do like a flashback the first 30 minutes or something like that.
Showing his origin, him getting bullied as a kid, probably show some. Yeah.
Damn, so we're missing the exams. Oh my god.
Crazy.
They gonna just gloss over the Chunin exams like that wasn't the most tournament of all anime? Come on, man.
Hopefully they can give Killer B and the Raikage their melanin like they did Usopp. Hopefully they don't freaking, you know.
If y'all need a Omui, I'm your guy. If y'all need a
Omui, yeah, they can't whitewash Naruto. He's the darkest person in Naruto. So, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully those castings are also, you know, represented well.
I'm actually kind of upset that they're just gonna pass over the Chunin exams, like because they gonna be covering Shippuden. Like, how do you like in a flashback? How do you even do the Chunin? Like, you can't.
Man.
You can't.
I mean, I don't know how people. I don't know exactly why, but
No, I understand why. Because think about it this way: they don't want kids to be fighting on the screen like that. A bunch of 12-year-olds fighting each other and killing each other.
Bro, I mean, they have Percy Jackson,
12-year-olds
killing demons and stuff.
But that was a different time, Caleb. We're in a different time.
Tuning, they don't kill each other in the tuning. They just, were beating each other.
What do you mean they don't kill each other in the tuning? People died in the tuning exams.
But the actual exam is where they weren't killing people. It was like more so like a battle.
People.
I guess there was more. I guess there was like some of the tests. Like I'm thinking more like the battles between like combatants. You know,
the 1v1s, yes, less. But the team tests, people were dying. Let's not act like Orochimaru didn't snake his way up in there and kill up a whole team.
Yeah, the pre-teams, I don't think.
I feel like it would be a cool thing to show them. Like
that's what I'm saying. They should have just done the first series and then do Shippuden afterwards, and then they could do like a part 3 that would branch into like the ending of the series of Shippuden and then like Boruto.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how old are they in? Like 12? I don't think
Yeah,
it'd
they
be
were 12 in the first one. Like, I don't see the issue.
12, 13.
They
I
don't have
don't
to
think
use the
that's.
same
I don't think
actors
that's why
again.
they doing it. I don't think that's why they not doing it. Because Naruto versus Sasuke is
my
an
only
iconic fight.
my only thing that I could think of is maybe they didn't want to get a younger
Multiple
main
actors.
cast and then let have
Wait for
them
them to
act,
age.
and then when they when they get to like Shippuden and stuff, maybe they didn't know how it was gonna be, if they were gonna need like older actors or something by the
But
time
that's
they
what I'm
get there.
saying. Like, at least you could do like a prequel movie, and I'd be cool with that. But like starting off with Shippuden, like it doesn't even make sense. Like you don't even have to use the same cast if you was gonna age them up anyways.
And this
That's
is
all
just
I'm
a
saying.
movie. Yeah, they could. I would say I would like it more if they did a kid movie first,
Yeah,
and not just jump straight
because
to
we're
Shippuden.
not just gonna gloss over the biggest anime tournament of all time, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to Dragon Ball. If y'all thought the Tournament of Power was heat, that was. But let's keep it real, bro. Chunin Example is the best tournament of all anime.
Yeah.
How we just gonna gloss over that and just go to Shippuden like we not gonna cover that is crazy to me. So how they gonna explain Rock Lee being in crutches in the beginning?
Yeah,
Of Shippuden?
Rock
Like,
Lee.
what?
Rock Lee's best moments are when he's a kid. So
Yeah.
when he's like 13, 14.
Oh,
Like
this is
when he
crazy.
gets in
So
Shippuden, he's not.
we're not gonna see Neji.
Yeah,
or
Gara.
we're gonna see.
Gara versus Rock Lee opening the gates for the first time.
But
Like, come on, man.
bro, I'm not even just talking about that, Caleb. I'm just saying we didn't see these mans in the anime. We're not gonna see them in the movie. What's Kishimoto gonna do to include them in the show or in the movie? They had no screen time in the show, and now they're gonna get no screen time in the movie. They might not even be a Neji or Rock Lee in this movie.
So yeah, we'll.
That's crazy.
I want to hope for the best, but maybe they cooking, but I don't know. We'll see, man.
I'm just happy the One Piece live action.
If they stick it to source material, man, Neji and Rock don't get no screen time. 10 gets more screen time than both of them.
Yeah, shout out to Tintin. As a kid, I was like, yeah, that's my girl. Rock Lee fumbled. Unless he had a kid. Yeah, what I don't like was they don't show Rock Lee's parents. They don't show Metal Lee's parents or mother.
I mean,
go ahead.
Already know who Metal Lee's mother is.
Who, Tintin?
Yeah.
That has not been confirmed yet.
It hasn't been confirmed, but it was
no, bro.
Headcanon. Yo, so my thing is like, is this gonna be a 2-parter, a 3-parter? Like, I don't even know. Angel, what do you think about that?
I just want to see it. I'll be happy whenever they come out with the trailer. Angel, he went to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, man. Honest, he's stuck on
He said New York is on fire. He said the air quality.
Man.
Mr. One Wing.
I mean, like I said, I hope that Naruto live action is represented and done well. And I will say, even if it's done well, it's still gonna be a bummer, because if they do if they represent Shippuden well, it's gonna make you wonder. Damn, they probably would have represented them younger well as well. So, hopefully it does good. And when it comes to live action anime, I hope it brings more people in the anime.
Like, what about when Naruto and the Sasuke retrieval mission, and they, the opening, they all running together, Sasuke against the Sound Ninja?
I think, okay, so I think this is how they could do it. They start the movie off, obviously, with the Hidden Leaf getting destroyed.
Yo, my bad. I was just in the bathroom. That's why I couldn't respond to you.
No, it's all good. So they start the movie off with the Hidden Leaf getting destroyed by Kurama, and then they just flash forward into like events of Naruto getting bullied, and then he gets picked on the team, and then they do that little team trial with Kakashi. Oh my God! Nah, they gotta do the first movie. I'm sorry. How are we gonna just skip over the Zabuza?
So what were you guys talking about? Naruto?
Yeah, they're doing a live action movie, but they doing it in the Shippuden era.
Oh hell no! They're doing a movie? No, this got to be a series. This got to be a series, not a movie.
This is a movie.
Yeah.
Man, I thought this was a damn series, bro.
See,
You know, that's why they skipping shit because it's a movie. You could only put so much material on a fucking 2-hour movie.
But hold on. See, if they did a series, they could keep the cast because everybody would have just aged up naturally. But now we're gonna be missing some shit because they're going straight into Shippuden instead of doing the prequel first.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to this, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind a movie if you're doing it in 3 parts for Shippuden, but like, we're not even gonna get the prequel movie first.
Like a live action series, I feel like they would be able to flesh out more of the story because Naruto is long as fuck.
Yeah, but who's gonna do that?
People talk about One Piece being 1,000. If you put all the Naruto series together, combine Naruto with Shippuden and all that, it's damn near 700 episodes.
Yeah, man. So, I don't know. Kind of, you know, made me feel some type of way about it, but I'm not gonna write it off. Just gonna be a wait and see type thing.
See the trailer, and it might be a good movie. Maybe just covering a small aspect of Naruto. You know.
But my thing is like, what's the point?
Here's the point, Sammy. Here's the point. They're starting to Shippuden because they're planning for Boruto movies. That's why they just want to get right to Boruto.
No, they can't skip the Shippuden, man. They can't do that, bro.
No, but we just go and drop Shippuden just to go to Boruto. Like, we're not going to do the prequel.
They're trying to speed up the process.
So we're not even going to do the Chunin exams. We're not going to do the Zabuza arc. We're not going to do the Sasuke retrieval. We're not going to do the 1v1 at the end.
Yeah, that 1v1 like epic. They gotta.
There's so much you could do with the first movie. Not to mention the reanimation when Orochimaru goes up against Hiruzen. Like, what? That would be a sick fight. Not even just that. Jiraiya versus Itachi and Kisame?
Oh, dude.
What?
Yeah.
Bro. Come on, man. I don't know if it was easier to sell because they're aged up so you can have specific scenes, like teen scenes if you want it. I don't know if that's the reason. Or if they just didn't want kids killing each other on screen, especially.
I don't think it's the kid thing. I mean, there's been a lot of movies where they have young warriors.
Yeah, but these are 12-year-olds, so like I don't know how Kishimoto.
Well, you just get some older actors. I mean, Disney did all the time. Have some freaking adult play like a teenager or something.
Because mind you, Haku died. Zabuza too. We have a kid killing people. Like, I don't know.
I'm trying to think. You know, have to make some series where they have.
I'm trying to understand why they skipped it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't have to. I don't know. Maybe one day the person that made it or the director will talk about it in an interview or something.
All right.
Apart from that, they got something about Static coming to the big screen.
Yeah, man, about time. Shit. So there was who's that in the background? That you, Caleb?
Yeah.
So, it was announced in 2020 that Static was getting the movie, and then it was on hiatus for a minute. I'm guessing that had a lot to do with the DCEU being rebooted to the DCU. But then there's been recent news that it hasn't been canceled, and it's actually getting restructured under the DCU. And this makes a lot of sense because word just came out, and I'm talking about today or tomorrow or yesterday, depending on where you were or where you live, I should say. Sorry, my bad. Word just got out that Blue Beetle, even though he came out under the DCEU, he's going to be reused in the DCU with the same actor.
Yeah, I'm glad they're reusing some of the same actors and characters because, you already established people. I mean, people who saw the movie there, okay, now they know who he is. Just keep going with it. So maybe if they add Static Shock to it, that'd be a great way to reintroduce him. I wonder if it's going to be a live action movie or kind of like the Miles Morales, where it's like 3D animation. Probably live action because
It's a live action.
I feel like if it was animated, it'd take too long because that's one of the things holding back the new Into the Spider-Verse movie is sequel or whatever.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years or some shit.
The animation and stuff, yeah. So animators and all how much I think at one point one of the movies had to get like reanimated some certain scenes, and so yeah. I mean, a live action one. I mean, who would you want to play Virgil?
I don't know, but apparently Michael B. Jordan is back in this movie, so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully he has good action scenes. Him freaking just like how Spider-Man has his iconic swing. They have him freaking surfing on the little electric trash can top, all swaggy.
It's gonna be hard because the same way we talking about who's gonna play Miles if they do a Miles Morales movie, the same way we talking about who's gonna.
It
play
won't even be hard. It's just people just have certain celebrities. They do. Oh, Danny Glover. Like it ain't got to be him, Donald Glover or whatever. Childish Gambino. Like I think some people just need to get out of their head.
I think for these kind of roles, it's got to be a no name.
Yeah, like a new actor. Let them establish.
Yeah, they gotta have the charisma behind the character.
Yeah, call me Tobey Maguire when they came with Spider-Man 1, before he was Spider-Man, he was a new actor. He ain't really had no other big roles. So sometimes
I'm not gonna lie, the cousin that played the guitar in Sinners, I could see him playing Virgil.
They could do better.
I thought he played it well in Sinners.
Yeah, he played well, but I don't think he's Static Shock. I don't see that.
So who do you see playing Static?
I don't know. Sometimes hopefully the casting director does a good job, but I'm trying to think who would be a good Static. Who would?
Yeah, there's no one right now that I can think of that could play this role.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Maybe Speed.
Hell, he can't act, bro.
But a movie, honestly, if they gave Speed the role, I could see him giving it his all to play Virgil.
Nah, bro. That's a terrible casting choice, to be honest. I'm keeping it a buck.
There ain't nobody right now, bro. I just threw a name out there.
I'm pretty sure they could find somebody, though.
They'll find an unknown for sure. It's definitely going to be an unknown.
Yeah, to give him some dreadlocks. They can find some Jamaican actor somewhere. No, but that's not going to happen. They're going to get a freaking black dude from the UK, and he going to have a fake American accent. Because, the whole meme of all the UK roles, all the UK actors get the black roles.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Like, what's his name?
Shout out to the UK. Damson Idris.
Damson Idris or Idris Elba.
He's actually a great actor, though. If you ever watch Snowfall.
Yeah.
It's
good
tough.
Enough actor to...
Whoever has to do the casting stuff, like that job is not easy. And we see it a lot. Sometimes, we got movies, people are the wrong cast.
Static Shock, starring Sauce Walker. Hell no.
Free roll, Static Shock. Whoop, whoop.
Shit, Juice WRLD could have been Static.
Whatever live action. No, he could not be Static. Whatever
TK.
Whatever they do, they better have the theme song.
They're gonna have to approach Romeo for that. Romeo Miller.
Shit, they don't even need him. They can have like a remixed version, but I'd like it to sound.
No,
But they're gonna be Romeo Miller for that because I think
Kel Mitchell,
song, right?
Kel Mitchell from Good Burger. From Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger. Home of the Good Burger. Kind of get your.
Yeah, but Good Burger old as shit, so he old for the role.
He can play a future version. Static Shock 99.
That's crazy.
Too old, bro. We 27.
I don't know, Sammy. You out here saying a dead person, bro.
AI could play him. That there, I said it.
Yeah, George Lucas, the creator of one of the best franchises in the world, said that basically not using AI in movie creation, it's kind of like not, you riding a horse instead of a car. Like eventually that switch is going to happen. So
People are
this
already
is from
saying
George Lucas.
McLaughlin from Stranger Things for Static.
Mm.
I don't know how I feel
I
about
did
that.
hear that. I did hear that. I mean, I don't know. I just hope whoever does a good actor and represent the character really
I
well.
think it's hard because I feel like in the late '90s, early 2000s, there was so many like child actors. You had That's So Raven. You had
People are saying
Philip.
John Boyega.
No,
John
I mean,
Boyega.
nah, he doesn't fit that role. Sorry.
He was like a British actor? Hell nah.
Yeah, I mean, Static is a little bit more lean and dreadlocks, and I don't know. I don't see what John Boyega. John Boyega, I think is perfect for a lot of roles, but I don't think Static Shock's one of them. Maybe Lakeith Stanfield. Nah,
Lakeith
I mean,
too old, man.
that's what I'm saying. The difference between now, there's not that many like child
Young
actors
actors.
as there were in the
Yeah.
early 2000s, because a lot of the Nickelodeon, you had Disney, you had a lot of those like kid shows, those live action kid shows or whatnot, where they have like child stars. You just don't see that much no more.
What
Not
about
too
the
many of
guy?
that.
What about the guy that plays what do you call it? Damn. The guy that plays Kanan from what do you call it? Power?
Yeah,
Raising Kanan?
I think there's a lot of actors, young and old. I think there's, especially in Atlanta, LA, Hollywood, they definitely somebody will audition that can act and they'll play the role. It'll be a new person. That'll be their breakout role, I feel like. But
I'm agreeing with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it being.
there's no shortage of actors.
You better be the right skin tone though.
As long as he's not like light skinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be colorist on this one. He got to be at least brown skin.
Yeah. Come on, man.
They got freaking Will Smith's son, Jaden Smith, playing Static Shock and shit. Like, okay, no.
I'm a crash. Oh man, they did that with Jon Stewart. Don't do this again. Come on, man. But yeah, apart from Static Shock, Supergirl bombed at the box office. So, guys,
Propaganda.
they lost 200 plus million on that movie.
Yeah,
in their international
I'll say
sales.
this: I knew they wasn't gonna make no money for this movie. I said this ahead of time. You guys could remember. You guys can quote me on that. Didn't I say this movie wasn't gonna do good? This
Here's
the backlash.
Here's one thing I will say. They did like some cameos of Supergirl in the Superman movie. Maybe if they would have like introduced her in the movie a little bit more and actually showed her using her powers, people might have been more invested. But it's almost like they just showed her as a cameo to say like, "Hey, look, we're gonna make a movie for her," and to be all about her. Like it's almost like they were saving it.
when I watched the trailer, it didn't make me like really want to watch the movie. Like I like wanted to watch Superman, but when it came to Supergirl, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't really feel like I need.
I will say it is weird. I'm a DC fan. It is weird to go from Superman to Supergirl. Like you would think it would be like Flash or Batman or Green Lantern or Wonder Woman or like Supergirl. Like I don't think a lot of people. Martian Manhunter. Supergirl is essentially Superman, but a girl version with like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of redundant a little bit. Like, not that you can't ever do a Supergirl movie, but like back to back Superman, Supergirl type movies Kryptonian movies.
I heard Jason Momoa was like the best thing about the movie. Which
Yeah, Lobo.
I kind of figured.
A casual audience doesn't know who Lobo is, though. So maybe like the DC fans, will know and be excited for that. But
I don't know.
but that's only a certain. If I feel like when you sell in the box office, like if you want to make like millions upon millions, you're gonna have to have more than just DC fans. You want to have like just a general audience.
Yeah,
But I will say I don't think
came out for this movie.
Honestly, I think the real issue is it's just a lot of propaganda, anti-woke propaganda, where they tell us, oh, she's ugly, blah blah blah. There's been a bunch of memes ridiculing her, how she looks. It's that kind of crowd, and they always choose something new to say this is the new woke thing, and we're gonna boycott. And then so that's what they did. They put that propaganda out. So hey. That's kind of how things are right now.
I think it was up for Gunn the minute he did Superman, and it divided the fan base. So it's like the people that saw Superman, they already knew they were tuned off on this movie.
Like I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna give my own opinion. But it could be a good movie. But
I'll watch it when it comes to digital.
He said he ain't going to. I'll see a matinee. Shit, get my $6.
Cause I'm going to the movies probably next week, but I'm not watching Supergirl. I'm watching Evil Dead Burn. I'm gonna watch. Apparently that Odyssey movie. Apparently that's fire. Because I know Jeremy Johns said it was awesome, spectacular, man, and everybody else is saying it's fire. So I'm gonna watch those two movies.
And they were saying it was woke.
Saying what was woke?
People were out. The grifters were out there saying it was woke.
It's essentially it's a female lead. A lot of those type, they don't like any movie that's a female lead, and if it is going to be a female lead, she got to be like goonable. And so because she's the Supergirl actress isn't very goonable, like a Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie. Yeah, they gonna hate on it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really liking this whole era we're in, where every female lead of something got to be goonable. I don't like that, bro.
It says a lot about the audience.
It does.
You guys can't get girls, so the only way you can get girls is by watching the movie with girls in them, or playing the game where girls wearing skimpy outfits. Like, bro,
and that's why they care that much, because that's the only time they get to see it, I guess.
I can sit here and zoom in for the pixels. Like, bro, get outside, work on yourself, and approach women. Stop doing this, weird behavior kind of stuff, because it's not how you get girls. It's actually embarrassing.
Yeah, like, I did hear mixed things about the movie. I haven't seen a whole bunch of reviews, but
oh my god,
what I did hear, it's like some guy at my job. He said he wants to go watch it. He said it was all right, nothing spectacular. He said he likes Superman better, which I kind of get the same feeling when I look at the trailer. Not saying it is better, because I didn't watch it. I'll form my opinion when I do, but I'm just not hearing, like, for some reason when I see Supergirl, like, I don't see the sparks.
Because are they going to have her outshine the Superman? That might be the issue, is because they've already established Superman as the big main part of DC. So you have a Supergirl movie where she's essentially Superman, has the same powers from the same planet. It's like, are y'all going to have her outshine Superman? If not, then she's just a watered down version of Superman. Do people really want to see a worse version of the same character?
I mean, technically, Mr. Terrific outshined Superman in his own movie.
I mean, he had a scene. He good, but I do think Superman.
Have no damn scene. He had a lot of screen time.
They did him well, but Superman has some great scenes. I'm not gonna say he got outshined, but I guess you could say like that side character, kind of like Superman's Luffy, then Mr. Terrific in that movie was like Zorro. You know, Zorro always gonna have his cool fight scene. So, but Luffy, his shit still bang too. So that's how I kind of felt about the Superman movie. You know, Superman has some cool scenes and stuff, but you know, Mr. Terrific definitely stood out.
I'm not gonna lie. If I had to compare it to anything anime, where it'd be Naruto. Superman was looking like Naruto in part one, getting his ass beat, while Mr. Terrific was looking like Sasuke.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like I said earlier, it's like they didn't really show her in the movie to where people cared about her. They just showed her dog. They showed her dog more than they're like, oh yeah, I'm watching my cousin's dog. If they would have came out with a Mr. Terrific movie after having Mr. Terrific look like a badass in Superman, it definitely probably would have sold well because people already, oh okay, I remember him in the Superman movie. Dope. Okay, let's see his movie. I think them going to Supergirl probably wasn't the move. But hey, if they're trying to set up a different version of the Justice League that the previous DCEU didn't set up, then you know, maybe that's why he chose Supergirl. But I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna still watch the movie, and then once I watch, I'll see if it's okay. It might just be like one of those movies where it's not the greatest movie ever, but it's enjoyable and entertaining to watch. And sometimes that's all they shooting for. You know, every movie ain't gonna be a movie that changes you and makes you think about the meaning of your purpose in life and stuff. And oh my gosh, it's the greatest movie, and you come out with tears. You know, hey, sometimes a movie is just good.
Yep.
But
Well,
I think
apart from that, there was some more negative press regarding the DCU, and it's come to light that a lot of directors aren't looking or wanting to work with DC. And it largely stems from tight creative control that's wielded by DC Studios and co-CEOs James Gunn and Peter Safran.
I actually didn't know this was a thing.
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about this. So pretty much there are people that, or when you say people, you mean like actors,
Directors, actors, you name it. They don't want to work with
that
DC.
like DC period.
Yeah. They don't want to work on projects for like movies or live action.
Is it because it hasn't been doing well?
It's because they don't want to work with James Gunn and Peter Safran.
Oh.
And I knew this shit was gonna happen.
How do you know?
How'd I know? Because I saw Guardians. The first Guardians was an okay movie, and then he decided to do 2 and 3.
Galaxy.
Yep. And then he decided to do 2 and 3, and then I saw his creative juices at work, and I was like, he's like the type of person I'd give to go make like a Suicide Squad movie. I don't want you doing anything else. I want you to do the obscure characters that will never get the shine or time of day on the TV screen or even the big screen. You can do them here. I don't want you touching Superman. I don't want you touching Flash. I don't want you touching Batman. Shit, I don't even want you touching Plastic Man. Because if Supergirl's bombing like this, if you can't even make money off of Supergirl, bro, I don't trust you with anything. Shit, Lanterns is coming out and people already complaining that the suit is brown and it's not green. Motherfucker's name is Green Lantern. They had to go back and put some green on the suit. Guy came out and said,
stuff?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was there like some stuff going around about James Gunn like not working for DC anymore or something like that?
Yeah, they're saying his contract's gonna be up in what? Either after that Man of Tomorrow movie, the sequel to Superman, and they're saying that based on how these new movies come out before the contract finishes, will determine his fate. And honestly, don't look good for him.
It don't.
If Man of Tomorrow, is a flop, he's gone, bro. Which is crazy because his shit just started.
When does it come out?
Next year.
Is that Superman 2?
Yep.
Okay, I will be watching that.
I will be too. Because I'll have my answer after watching that movie. But for me, it's like, bro, I wanted this reboot to succeed, but the minute the thing is, you're gonna do a reboot, either you keep everybody or you start fresh. This man said, no, I'm gonna do the middle. I'm gonna keep some people and then start fresh in other areas. And I'm like, this ain't gonna end well. On top of that, his slate of movies and shows, a lot of them, the casual fans don't know about and they're not going to give a fuck about. Future Commandos is one of them, for example. Clayface, if you care about Batman, you'll know who Clayface is. The casual audience, they may not know who Clayface is. We're doing Clayface before Batman? That's another question mark. Like,
and apparently it's gonna be a horror movie.
Yeah, it is. I don't mind him trying to do stuff like that. That is cool. But it's like the whole situation with Xbox, right? Phil Spencer went out, bought these studios. He said, listen, do your thing. It wasn't hands-on. They started making passion projects. Other people were kicking back with their feet up, not doing shit for 7 years. Now, some of these people again let go. It's like DC over here. James Gunn comes in. He's like, I'm going to do my own thing. All these characters I loved as a kid that I knew that wasn't going to see time on the screen, I'm going to put out there. No, bro. Work on the shit that we need to see. Work on the continuity. We need to see the Trinity. If you want to do it differently and say Wonder Woman was in the universe first, or was on the planet Earth first, you can do that because technically she was. She just wasn't doing shit. If you want to start off the Trinity with Wonder Woman, do that. If you want to start off the Trinity with Batman and saying he was fighting crime before Clark Kent became Superman, you can do that. I don't care. Start somewhere. But not you coming out here and, we're doing Supergirl. We don't even have a Batman in this universe yet. We don't even have a Wonder Woman in this universe yet. We're getting a Clayface before both of them.
Shout out Clayface.
Like, this shit don't make sense. We getting Clayface before Batman. That don't even make sense. He wants to do Batman. I don't want the suit to be black. I want it to be gray and blue. I'm like,
is James Gunn, does he make all the DC films?
It looked like he is. Because recent news came out saying that he looks like he's going to have to take over the Batman project and do it himself. And I'm like, well, shit, you're already saying you're going to make the suit gray and blue.
Man.
So it's like, every time your name is attached to a DC movie, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. You had Superman and that didn't even sell. You had Supergirl, another shot at the Superman family, and that didn't even sell. That bombed. You have a third time for Superman with Man of Tomorrow, and if that bombs, you're gone.
I thought Superman did sell.
It sold, but not how it was supposed to sell. They actually lost money.
Did they though?
Yeah.
How much?
I have to go back and check. Give me 2 seconds here. And that's why they put it on streaming services pretty quick.
So do you feel like if James Gunn separates from DC, a new director will be able to turn the franchise around?
No, they got to reboot.
They're gonna let James Gunn.
They got to reboot, but they shouldn't reboot immediately. Just wait like 5 years.
Yeah, they're not rebooting. They're gonna.
We just face the music. They got a fucking reboot.
Nope.
I mean, what are they like?
Literally, all they got to do is just make a movie of a character people want to see. If Supergirl isn't the movie people want to see, all they got to do is pick a character. The Flash, Batman, Green Lantern movie. After the series does well or something like that, people might maybe want to see a movie there. They could do a Mr. Terrific movie. They could do
It lost 40 million.
What? Because opening one.
Sorry, no, Superman. It lost 40 million.
Is that just for opening weekend? Because I mean, usually those movies
in total
make their money back once it hits the international market. And
the problem was Superman didn't make money internationally; it was all domestic.
What was the budget? Because usually them making money is them making more than the budget.
The budget was like 300 million, and then the marketing on top of that was like another 200 million, and some other shit. But they lost 40 million in total. That's it. That's all they did. They lost 40 million. I mean, I'm saying they lost 40 million like it's $40. That's a lot of money still. But I mean, I guess it's kind of close to even in terms of like movie publishers, I guess. That's still a loss, but it's not terrible. But like 240 million Supergirl, that's terrible.
I think no, Sammy is saying right here that James Gunn's Superman actually made a profit.
Sammy got some negative propaganda. That's why I'm asking these questions.
Literally, I could show you the article.
He doesn't have negative DC. He doesn't like James Gunn, bro.
So it says, James Gunn Superman, 2025 made a profit, while its theatrical run just broke even on box office alone. Ancillary revenue streams, including PVOD, digital sales, physical media, streaming, and merchandise, pushed the movie's total estimate profit to around 125 to 150 million for DC Studios and Warner Bros.
Wait, which article are you reading from?
I just Googled it and it was the first thing that popped up.
Well, I'm literally seeing that they lost money. It said they lost 42 million.
So it's funny because I'm looking at this, and this one's saying, did Superman make 125 million in profit, or did it lose 42 million? What happened?
Damn, bro, like that's terrible. We don't even know if it lost money or made money. That's bad. And I'm not even a James Gunn hater because, like I said, I actually enjoyed the first Guardians movie. But all the other ones, just I don't know what it was. It just wasn't it for me.
They brought him in for a reason.
Okay, so I'm looking in the comments, and people are actually saying it actually did make a profit of.
This is a YouTube
They said
video?
Yeah, people are saying it made profit.
Bro, this is negative. It's the Zack Snyder rights, just with their negative propaganda.
Hey,
so what you want
Zack Snyder, but all his movies actually made a profit.
That's
a funny thing.
Person says it made 150 million on VOD and is streaming well. The box office is only the start these days, which is actually kind of true because now you don't just consider a movie theater.
Nah, bro, what we're not gonna do is change the narrative and say you can still make a profit as long as it does good on video on demand. Like, nah, bro, we're not doing it.
How we
tested movie? No. How we tested movies and how we still test movies is how they do at the theater, the box office. We're not talking about home.
Disney Plus.
I mean,
puts
you still watch
other
it
movies
at
on the
home,
streaming
right?
service, and people
That's
wait.
different.
Like,
That's different. That's how we equate to streaming numbers.
But it still has to be quality.
Yeah, it could be quality, but at the end of the day, like when we talk about streaming numbers, if you made money
Man,
as a
you
streaming
just not
service,
trying to give it his flowers, man.
bro.
You a hater. It's
Hold on.
certified
Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Nah, you judging the book by its cover, man. Let me finish. When we talk about streaming services, right? And we have to look at if they're profitable or if they're making money. We look at the streaming numbers. We don't look at what they brought in from which series that made them money. We look at the totality and said, okay,
to be honest,
overall. Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
Streaming's making the money. Literally, the only reason it's in the movie theaters because they didn't want to kill movies as a industry, because during COVID, everybody was just watching, high end movies, on HBO Max, on Disney Plus or whatever. But they didn't want to kill the movie industry. They delayed, putting it on streaming services. But a lot of the money they do make on movies is from streaming services. Because some people, instead of going out, they would rather just wait for it to show up on their whatever subscription service they're paying for. Keep it a stack. That's why I think UFC went to Paramount, another subscription service. Like a lot of.
At the end of the day, if we're talking movies, like
I am talking movies like Avatar, some of these live action Disney movies they're doing, Moana or Lilo and Stitch. A lot of people, didn't see Lilo and Stitch in the theaters, but they're waiting for it to what's it called? Go to Disney Plus so they can watch it.
And so then, if it goes to Disney Plus and you watch it there, that's Disney Plus making that money. Yes, the movie helped them make
Disney.
Money.
Disney made the movie,
but hold on. We're construing the facts here, though, because when we talk about box office, we're talking about theatrical runs. We're not talking about
the theatrical. I'm talking about whoever made the movie. Forget the box office. Yeah, the box office number is going to be the box office number. So we're talking about
we changing the goalpost.
The overall profit for the company when they make a movie, streaming services, those profits count.
Yeah, but if we're talking about the movie making a run at the theater, then we're talking about theatrical runs. It lost $42 million in its theatrical run. It could have made
according to one article.
According to multiple, it could have made money back through streaming. Okay, cool. But when it mattered most, which was your theatrical run, you lost. We're not gonna
nowadays a theatrical run
loss as a W, bro. That's crazy.
But now in this day and age, the streaming adds on to it though.
Yeah, but now the streaming ain't okay. The streaming, I can get where you can make money streaming, but if we're talking about theatrical run, which they're talking about theatrical runs because they said they lost $42 million in them being in the theaters, they lost. They took the L. If we're talking about them making some money back on streaming, then yes, they made money back on streaming. But when it mattered most, where you were going to get critiqued and reviewed to be known as a good movie or a bad movie or whatever the case may be, we looked at your theatrical run and it wasn't so hot because you lost money.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it was a bad movie though.
It's almost like a bunch of Zack Snyder fans put out a bunch of negative propaganda because Henry Cavill got replaced and wasn't going to be recast as Superman, and so they wanted to freaking boycott the movie. The same thing they do anything they want to call woke. Come on, let's keep it a stack. That was a big part of the Superman drama with the movie and stuff. We got to keep it 100, bro.
Everyone else for your failures. At the end of the day,
that a big part of nerds, comic book readers, people who like comic book movies, a lot of them are those type of people. You know what I'm saying? That they are anti-woke, or they're what's it called? They're for Henry Cavill, and they feel like he's freaking based and he looks the part because he has a chiseled jaw and he's the alpha male. Come on, man.
I know what you said, but at the end of the day, he had 2 movies. Both flopped. The second one even worse. His TV series Peacemaker canceled because it was trash last season. The writing's on the wall. He's not hitting.
In fact, they got a second season even in the first place.
I'm not saying James Gunn. Like, I'm pretty sure there could be somebody that to replace James Gunn to make, better DC movies.
I
I'm
don't
not.
think I don't think he's making bad movies. That's what I don't understand. Like, I think it's a bunch on people are
I don't know,
capping.
man. I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
I mean, me
He's out of
personally,
touch right now.
I like some of the
Bro,
movies, but
this
you know,
the Superman movie wasn't a bad movie. That's why I'm not understanding though.
People give it a 6. People hated it. People loved it. The fact that
People,
the fan
who
base,
is people? See, this what I'm talking. Sammy like to talk for every.
nah.
Look, he
Listen,
said
man.
people
Listen, man.
who were.
We're not gonna act like the whole fan base on Superman wasn't split about the movie. There were Snyder fans that hated the movie. There was other people that weren't
There's
Snyder
people
fans
who
that
didn't
hated
like
the
Black
movie.
Adam.
There
I
were
love
people
Black
that
Adam. It was a
loved
good
the
movie.
There were people that were Guns fans that loved the movie, and then there was people like me that was split and put down the fence in the middle.
No, you wasn't split, dude. You were biased, bro.
I literally
Nah,
said
bro,
the
you
movie was a
been
6.
hating on James
People that
Gunn.
were saying
You
the movie
been hating
was
on
0.
his version of Superman and all of that,
Bro,
man. You was
like I
a little
said,
biased.
no, hold on. We're not gonna do that because, like I said, I wanted the movie to be successful before I even watched it. I gave Gunn a chance.
But
I
because
watched
he
the
didn't
movie.
portray the Superman the way you're used to seeing him, like the Zack
on.
Snyder version, you didn't like him.
What I'm used to seeing Superman is the animated Superman cartoon, what I watched when I was growing up as a kid. That's what got me into comics.
And y'all wanted to drag
My mom
that
always used to tell me,
camera angle
Hey,
where he was flying.
I'll say
and his
this.
eye looked cockeyed. No,
I'll say this, bro. My mom always used to tell me, your first impression is your last impression. He gave us his best first impression, and it's looking like it may be his last impression.
Yeah, I don't go by that. Sorry.
You might not go by that, but shit, if there's reports out,
A lot of people get first impressions wrong. You know what I'm saying? I think the first impression wasn't bad.
They do, but guess what? He didn't just have a first impression.
And sometimes people have a preconceived. Sometimes people have a preconceived notion of who you are before they even meet you. So hey, that's a lot of that going on.
See, what did Katie just say? That's why Marvel better.
Crazy.
Because Marvel gotta deal with this bullshit, and she right. I'm a DC fan first. I love Marvel too, but I grew up with DC, so I gravitated towards more of DC. There are some Marvel projects I like X-Men, but at the end of the day, I had everything at DC. I had Superman, I had Batman, I had Wonder Woman, I had Flash. I can go down a list. The fact of the matter is, DC outside,
they didn't know how to make the Flash run.
They can't do shit.
They got the Flash running like a weirdo. Like people acting like everything fucking Zack Snyder's universe is doing was good, bro. No.
Hey, at least if they did a Green Lantern, they could get the suit right.
I will say.
You can't say nothing about.
I'm not a big fan of James Gunn suits all the time. Try to do that retro shit. I'm not. Yeah. So I'll give it that. Like, I'll keep it unbiased. Suits.
I'm being unbiased.
Always the best.
I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. Like I said, I gave this man chances. I gave him a chance.
You've been talking for the longest month, week after week. You've been on James Gunn's fucking head week after week, bro, for the last few months. Man, stop it.
Yeah, I gave this man a chance. The only thing I said was I wasn't gonna watch Supergirl, and all of a sudden I'm a James Gunn hater.
You had a preconceived notion based off of your movie review or before you even seen the movie. You said I trust his angle, and you didn't like it.
It's Jeremy Johns. Nano even watches him too.
I don't know who Jeremy is.
I do, but like I said, I typically go to watch the movies and form my opinion.
So why aren't you watching Supergirl, Nano? Why you gotta wait till streaming?
Because I don't feel like watching it. I want to. There's other movies I'm more interested in watching right now.
There's a lot of movies out right now. Honest. It's like, especially if you go to the movie, then you get the good seats and you get the popcorn. It costs money, so sometimes you want to pick and choose.
You shouldn't have to feel like you have to pick and choose if the movie was good. That's what I'm trying to say. If you thought the movie was good,
to be honest, there's movies that I
Just be like, y'all just wait for it to come on. Or
And
let's
mind
say I
you,
don't.
it's July. The movie came out last month.
Bro, I wanted to see Mandalorian and Grogu, and it's probably not in theaters no more. So I'll just have to wait for Disney Plus. That doesn't mean the movie's bad or I don't want to see. I'll just like, yo, I have Disney Plus. I'll watch it when it comes out.
I mean, if I'm being honest with you, Sammy, if Superman came out around the same time Supergirl did, I'm probably not watching Superman because I'm watching the movies that I want to watch.
And that's sad because Superman is one of the biggest IPs on the planet, and you go choose Evil Dead over it. That's how you know it's not good,
I'm
bro.
more of a horror fan. That has nothing to do with it.
You can be any kind of fan you want, but if Superman hits the box office, it fills seats from all parts of the
I mean,
genres.
what does that have to do with me watching a movie?
It'll have everybody.
You know, the crazy thing is Superman's actually losing steam. The whole point, the reason why people like Omni-Man and Homelander is because they're a more edgy, more violent take of Superman. Because we're always used to getting the Boy Scout, gotta save the day Superman. But the reason
You
people
even
like
get that same
Omni-Man,
Boy Scout.
because it's almost like you get Superman, but he's wrecking shit. Kind of same with Homelander. So I think Superman has lost a little bit of steam, and I think that's why people are gravitating towards shows like The Boys and Invincible because they're tired of the goody two shoes Superman shit.
I don't think they're
Keep it a
tired of
buck.
the goody two shoes. The only reason why
I think they are.
The only reason why those variants of Superman were popular was because of Injustice and because Zack Snyder's Man of Steel was like the gray area of Superman, where sometimes he could like cross that line if it made sense. Like him killing Zod, it made sense for him to kill Zod because how was he going to stop him from murdering a family? He couldn't.
See, that's what Sammy wants to see in James Gunn Superman. He wants to see Clark Kent murk somebody.
I never said that.
That's what he wanted to see. Yeah, he said, "No, he ain't murked one person."
When he killed Zod, I was actually shocked because I know Superman doesn't kill. I didn't know how to feel about that, but I rationalized it because I was like, okay, if I'm Superman and this is my first time going out as Superman, putting the cape on, and this is my first ever time announcing to the world that I'm Superman, and my first ever task is to fight Zod, I might have to kill him. How am I going to stop him?
He's a Kryptonian. He'll enslave the planet, so he had to.
I don't have Batman in my ear telling me.
This is why Superman is better than Spider-Man, because Spider-Man wouldn't have been able to kill Zod. Spider-Man would have tried to put him in jail.
Spider-Man would have got killed, bro. What do you mean?
Spider-Man don't kill nobody. At least Superman had the balls when he need to. I think Superman turns up for when he needs to for certain threats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But yeah, I guess that's all the DC news and drama and talk. We could talk about DC all day long, but we don't have all day. Apart from that, I think that's all the topics, unless there's something else that someone wants to bring up.
No, I think that's it, at least for me.
Angel? Kid?
Shit, man. Other than Power World is taking over the fucking gaming streets lately, you know?
I'm not surprised.
800,000 concurrent players on Steam alone. That's not including the consoles.
We gonna see the Poppy of Power World?
Yo, that's all this nigga wanted to talk about was Power World, bro.
Bro, I've been on this game heavy. I've been on this game heavy since it came out, bro. I'm addicted, bro.
This man's about to be a Power World streamer, y'all. He found his game about time. He was like, I used to wait for times like these.
Stop it.
I mean, I guess since that's all the topics, we could probably start with our finishing statements.
Is there?
I guess I'll start off with, everybody just prepare to get on PC, man. In the next couple of years, just try to figure out how you're gonna try to make your way to PC, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Nano advocating for the master race? Damn.
So, say whatever you want, but it's looking like that's the way to go, man. But,
Okay.
Mr. Sammy, you could say your final statement.
James Gunn, you got one more movie. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, Mr. Khaled.
DreamCon was lit.
You went to DreamCon?
No, my brother did though. He went as a Ogun from Fire Force.
Damn. Okay. You got
Shout out
dreads?
to your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Ogon was heat. If y'all haven't watched Fire Force, you got to do it now. That shit is lit.
It is lit.
And they did black people right, because he ain't the only black person in that show. Let me just say. No spoilers.
Sharon's actually my favorite character.
Come on, man. I said no spoilers.
I mean, that's
Just messing with you. Yeah.
But
Sharon was nice.
yeah, that's my final statements. Hopefully I don't crash out doing this legend competition.
No, you gonna finish out because I already did. That's why I
I'm gonna finish strong, but yeah, I'm
If I was streaming and I got clipped, whoo, that would have been a crash out of the week.
but yeah, I think that's good. Who else? Who got last statements? Is it Angel?
I think
Got the
Angel
last
already said
statement,
his
man.
with the power thing.
And Power Nano. What about who is it? You?
Close this out, man. Nah, everybody said what they had to say.
That no.
Yeah,
It's good.
Angel,
It's
man.
good to see you
It's all
again in the chats, though, Katie. It's been a while. Appreciate the support.
Yes, sir. Always dope to see Miss Katie.
Yeah, I guess Angel, you can close us out.
Close it out. Much love to everybody that came through the chat today, and chimed in and watched us rant about the physical discs and everything else that is happening in the gaming world. Naruto live action. I don't know about you. Netflix might need to pick that up. And give it the One Piece treatment. Who said that? But
I actually agree.
other than that, Power World is taking over the streets, man. It's a good game. If you haven't played it, I recommend it, man. It's really, really addicting. They did their thing. This is why Nintendo was scared, because they did something that Pokemon should have done years ago. But
So
Oh, I know.
saying this is the Pokemon killer?
I mean,
Power
No.
can't kill Pokemon.
I'm not
Pokemon
saying
is
it's gonna kill it
too
officially,
big.
but, like in terms of like a Pokemon game competing with Power, do you see that?
A Pokemon style, like a creature collector game.
Yeah, like Power, like a game that can go up against Power. Do you see that happening from Nintendo?
I mean, if Nintendo makes Pokemon MMO, that's the only way they can make a game that's as good as this. Is that because they're not gonna make a survival Pokemon game? They're not gonna do that. I don't even fuck with survival games, and this game is fire to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back into it and start streaming it.
You got a dedicated server, man. Let me know.
You have one?
Yeah, this is a dedicated server.
Is it cross-platform?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I can get you right.
Me and my girl might be joining soon.
You can join the guild, man. I'm at level 66. I'm trying to get to max level. I got a fire ass main base. My main base is I have it in a place that has like cherry blossom looking like trees and shit. So like I gave it like the Japanese look and shit like that, bro. That shit's fire, bro. Oh my, it took me hours, bro. Hours. Look at this. I'll give you a little preview before we leave. This is what I built right here. All this, bro. Look how beautiful that looks.
I'm a bit delayed, so I gotta wait a bit.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's all right. Well, on that note, thank you all that came through the podcast today. Much love to all of y'all. We'll be back next week. You guys like the content, like, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified whenever we go live. And we'll see you
Almost at
guys
150, y'all.
in the next one. Much love, y'all.
Welcome to the Crash Out.
Good night.
What me miss? Same for still this. If you're never there, you feel this shit. What me miss? Yeah, baby, there for this. Late night, let the room breathe. Talk stay calm, but they run deep. No rush for feeling. Hay momento que solo pasan si tú estás aquí. Stream cut shot, but the vibes there. Clips can't catch it the same way. Si tú sabes, you know all good. Next one stream, that's how you understood. That feeling. That's timing. What me miss? Same for still this.